Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is now the 15th edition of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey, LeMaster, joined by Everton, Levy, who is in a new location today, fresh off a bender last night, celebrating some ZND TV 10 stuff. Everton, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling, Mr. MIP?
Yeah, I redeemed Kobe White, guys. I won ZND's most improved player of the year. Quit playing, set the bar low, and then exceeded it. Yeah, quit playing. But yeah, it was just real funny though, because like before, how me, you, and Burge were just like joking about that because we didn't even know what the awards were. It's like, oh yeah, Joey, it's time for you to redeem Kobe White, and then Burge is like, I'm gonna be
Bro,
Tyrese Maxey. It's like, get out of my face, bro. No,
bro, we were memeing about it the whole time. And
yeah,
then the
we
prop
accidentally manifested it.
it happened. That
Yeah,
was the funniest thing ever. Oh my gosh, that was so
no,
funny,
I
dude.
love that. I was dying. It was a great night last night. Had a blast. But as me and Everton say, this is the highlight of the week. It's what gets us through school. School's almost over, so we're gonna have a whole summer to play with. Quit playing.
Oh, man, I
Yeah,
can't wait for summer to come, bro.
yeah, great things are on the way, and I'm really excited for today's episode because it's not super statistic based, so it just kind of we get to vent how we feel, and it's a lot more fun venting instead of having to read numbers off of paper.
Yeah, definitely. This is more vibes episode, you know?
So let's get into the vibes because it's playoff season. In case you didn't know that, like you live underneath a rock, the playoffs are going on right now. We're about 3 games into every series, so what me and Everton are gonna do is we're gonna each give a takeaway that we've taken from each series so far. I hope that makes sense. The title will be better than that, but
Yeah.
we have thoughts and we're gonna express them. Everton,
All
can
right.
I go first?
Go ahead, bro.
We are going straight to the Timberwolves Sun series. And
Okay.
all I can say is I slept on this Timberwolves team. And my takeaway is this is maybe the biggest threat in the West of the Denver Nuggets.
I'm not gonna lie, that I was gonna put something like that. I put they got KD, we got Jaden McDaniels. It's a meme, but like the meaning behind it, it's really showing itself. Like Jaden
Mm.
McDaniels pivotal in what the Timberwolves have done, and like you said, bro, they are a threat, bro. They
Yeah,
are a
it's
threat.
just I didn't think the offense was going to be there, but they're getting buckets, and the defense is maybe stronger than it was in the regular season. Anthony
Mhm.
Edwards, another takeaway, if you really want to, is I think he's going to overtake Devin Booker for best shooting guard in the league. I know D. Mitch is up there, but the Cavs are having a disaster class as well. So Anthony Edwards might be the best shooting guard in the league.
Yeah, I literally just seen an Instagram post about like is Anthony Edwards the best two guard in the league, and I'm like, honestly, here's the thing, right? You could argue he had a better season than both of them. Like argue, like you could make the argument.
Hmm.
But then that was holding me back is they've been doing it longer in the playoffs. It might, they'll go back to doing those things. Won't lie. This year's playoffs, not only has Ant taken that step, D Book and Donovan Mitchell have been a little bit
It's
questionable.
been a little ropey, a little shaky, fam. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you
Yep.
know?
But Anthony Edwards has been incredible. Has probably taken a top 10 player in the league type of jump. And then Karl Anthony Towns is not completely ghosting. The defense is still incredible. I like seriously, like I know Rudy Gobert has struggled against Jokic in the past, but I can't see like the Mavericks still being 50-50 against the Clippers and the Thunder having a Mickey Mouse series against the Pelicans. I think I have to say confidently that the Timberwolves are the biggest threat. Are they going to beat the Nuggets? I'm not going to say that out loud, but they are the biggest threat.
Yeah, my final point to what you just said with Cat not playing bad and the defense being strong, those are the things that we were low-key worried about going into this series was what is Cat gonna look like in this type of series? And also like what is the defense gonna do with all three of those? Well, all two, sorry, Bradley
Yeah.
Beal. Um, but all of those things, those questions have been answered. Like
Mhm.
the defense has been, oh my God, like it's been really good. Like
Mhm.
I didn't even get to watch the whole game yesterday, but when I turned on the game, I saw 95-73. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, I'm observing. I'm
Mhm.
observing. And then Cat looked fine. Like I said, that was the biggest question for me, really, was what's Cat gonna look like? But he doesn't look bad. That's a plus for them.
Yeah, not at all. And I'm gonna spoil a segment we're doing a little bit later when we have one word to describe like a team. This team is just vibes. I don't think there's more vibes in the league right now going on with this team because they're literally, I'm not even making this up like figuratively. They're literally letting their nuts hang on the Suns. It's actually ridiculous what like Anthony Edwards is doing the suck it chant. They're talking all their crap. They are just having a great they're just having a great ass time. And I'm telling you, when you get vibes in this part of the season and you got defensive skill to go along with it, I'm scared. I am really scared if I'm a Denver Nuggets fan.
Facts, facts. The Nuggets, hey, but we'll get into that later.
Actually, Everton, we're gonna transition. Let's do Lakers Nuggets next. What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is the Lakers can't keep a lead.
That's
The
real.
thing is, right? Like throughout every game, it's not like the Nuggets have just straight up dominated the Lakers, right?
Mhm.
Like there's never been a where I'm like, damn, the Nuggets are just killing it, like from start to finish. Like in game 2 and 3, what happened to the Lakers? Like
Mhm.
they were holding it, then boom, fold, instantly fold.
Mhm.
Like here's the other thing, right? Bron and AD have looked up to par, so it's
Mhm.
not that hasn't really been an issue. The one D'Lo game he had, the one D'Lo game, and they still lost the D'Lo game.
Mhm.
That was my red flag. Once I saw them lose the D'Lo game, I was like, yeah, because look, if D'Lo is playing like that and you lose, bro, you're
It's
cooked.
reps. And that's why
Especially, oh yeah, go
no,
ahead.
you can finish up.
And the other thing is the Nuggets, like, yeah, they've done their job, but they haven't looked like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like how last year was like, yeah, the Nuggets got it. But this year it's like they've just kind of been like, they're
Mhm.
good. And then they still are beating them, which is like, whatever, bro.
Yeah, which is gonna lead to my takeaway. It's just it doesn't matter what will happen. The Lakers will never beat this Denver Nuggets team. It's just not gonna happen. What is it, 12 straight now or something like that?
11 or 12, one of
It's
the two.
11 or 12, and everything has gone right for the Lakers outside of the outcome. Like
Literally.
Jamal Murray's hitting contested buzzer beaters over Anthony Davis. Anything they want to happen, they've done it right. It's just they're just not gonna get the win. It's a curse. But to
Mhm.
kind of go off your point, I kind of feel like when it comes to Denver Nuggets team, like I don't fully blame this on the Lakers. I just think when it comes to 10, 15 points, it's not really safe in the NBA anymore, but it is not safe at all against the Denver Nuggets. So that's
No.
why, unless you're like, you can be up 25 points, I still like, oh man, the Denver Nuggets could still be in this. They're
Mhm.
just that incredible of a team. And that's why they're still the favorites to win it all. But that's
Yeah.
why LeBron playing fantastic, AD playing fantastic, D'Lo had his one good game, and they still can't win. So that's why
Still.
my takeaway is it doesn't matter what's going to happen. Jokic could get in a car accident. Jamal Murray could lose a ligament. You name it. The Denver Nuggets are still going to find a way to win the game. It's crazy.
They just have their number, bro. It's kind of that simple. Like,
Mm.
I know that people have been trying to do that little trademark of we had LeBronto or they had LeBronto. We have
Uh-huh.
Cola, like LA.
Oh my God. Not
Crazy.
quit playing.
Insane. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I think like what you just said, they just have their number, bro. It just no matter what happens, they're gonna find a way to win that game.
Mm.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, game 2, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, Lakers might actually close this out. Then they're just like, nah, we'll lose instead. Like, bro, what? But yeah, the Nuggets haven't looked like crazy dominant, but they're still getting the job
Yeah.
done. And they're still scary. They're still the
Mm.
Nuggets. Let's not get
Yeah.
it twisted. They're
They
still
are
the Nuggets.
so scary. It's just, I think the Lakers do match up with them really well, which is why those are the series I was really excited for. It's just the Nuggets, they're levels ahead, man. So I think if they get, but here's the thing, I don't think they're gonna get a series matchup they do like because they're gonna get the Timberwolves next. That's not gonna be fun, and then they're gonna get the Thunder, the Mavericks. Not really the most fun matchup in the world. There's a lot of competition coming their way. We'll
Which
see if a
is
slip up comes.
which is fun for us as
Oh,
fans.
absolutely. So much better than what's going on in the East.
Well, we'll get into the East. Well,
Yeah.
let's just go all West and then all East
All
because
right.
the East
So
is
okay, so then we'll lead in this next one, the Thunder versus Pelicans. And my takeaway is nothing. I have not taken a thing from the series at all. A Pelicans team with no Zion versus a dominant Thunder team. There's not much to learn from this. I think we knew what was going to happen.
for me, I just put the Thunder are dangerous, but I only say that to say one, like you said, no Zion. It's a 3-0 series, not because the Thunder actually just beat the Pelicans as we're recording.
Hmm.
Um, but outside of game 1, because I ain't gonna lie, game 1 scared me. Game 1
Yeah.
definitely scared me. I was like, oh no, are we about to be in a deep series with a no Zion Pels, bro? Like, what are we doing?
Hmm.
Then the next 2 games we dominate. Then I'm like, all right, cool. So we're good. And why I say we're dangerous is the only reservation people really had with the Thunder is can they play like this in the playoffs? Now, granted, the Pelicans haven't really been a good test for us because they haven't had their best player. So I can't
Hmm.
take everything I'm saying right now and say, oh yeah, we're good. But like we've looked up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look like we've fallen off or anything like that. Which if we can bring this into other series, we
Hmm.
can beat anybody. Now, would I bet on us to be in the finals? Nah. But at the end of the day, like this is one good playoff experience, and two, we're still dangerous.
Mhm.
So that's my
And
take on it.
when I say this next sentence, I don't want to sound like a Thunder hater because I love the Thunder. I think they're so much fun. I love the vibes. They're a sick team, especially at the age. But I am annoyed by the fact that the Thunder's also one big weakness outside of their age and playoff experience was, oh, what if they go against some meathead in the paint? Because, like Chet Holmgren, he's got height, but he doesn't really go against someone that could, put a shoulder in his chest and make him really work. And
Yeah.
Zion was that nightmare matchup. And that's why I thought the series was going to be so exciting. So the fact that Thunder got swept by past that annoyed me a little bit, but I will never hate this team. They are so much fun. They needed to let Jalen Williams get that dog out literally, and then they started cooking.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I did want to see Chet get tested. I mean, I guess maybe not for my own benefit, but like I would have liked to see Chet get tested by a guy like Zion because I would look if y'all saw what Zion did to AD in the playing game, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What did Shannon? This is Braves, Dogs, Tip. Like that's I ain't gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't complain. I want us to get to the second round, and if it's gonna be like that, just take it, bro.
Yeah,
Pause.
you don't ever. God damn it. God damn it. But yeah, you can't ever complain with free wins here. Never have, never will. The only thing I'll complain about is I didn't learn a single thing. This is just a series that we're here to get over with.
That's fine. I'm not mad at that.
But so now we have our final Western Conference matchup, which is going to be the Mavericks and the Clippers. And my takeaway, I kind of think it's something we all knew. But even if the Mavericks win the series, Jason Kidd needs to go. Like so bad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mine
just
was. Oh, go ahead. Hey, actually explain.
because I think the Mavericks are clearly better than the Clippers when you look at the roster wise. But Ty
Hmm.
Lue is one of the best coaches in the NBA, and he knew how to match up against his Mavericks team. Not letting them get their size in the paint, defending the perimeter, and still being able to attack Luka. And when the double teams come, James Harden was having a passing masterclass in the first game. Hasn't really lived up to the standard the past two, but was passing brilliant. Ty Lue had a strategy, and Jason Kidd could not make an adjustment for the life of him. That's something we are going to continue to see. Like I think the Mavericks can still make it out of the series, but Jason Kidd is just coaching off literal vibes, and it's not good ones. It's just literal vibes. There's no schemes. It's just Luka and Kyrie, do your thing, 21, do your thing, and that's really what he banks on. It's just the Mavericks have too much talent to be banking on that. So I
Mhm.
hope like this series win doesn't blind them from the fact they will need a new head coach.
Well, I'm just telling you this now. This could be another one of those Mike but Budenholzer situations
Mhm.
where you're suffering from your success. Because remember,
Literally.
before they won that chip, they're like, yeah, they gotta fire this man. Then they won the chip, they're like, we can't fire him now, you
uh,
know. No, I'm not saying the Mavs are gonna win the chip, but I'm saying like the success that they've seen, I doubt they're gonna get rid of that man. But my take is the Mavericks are scary with Luka struggling. Like,
yeah.
look at the numbers. Yeah, his like PPG, RPG, APG look good, right? Like he's putting up Luka numbers, but the efficiency, I think he's shooting sub 40 and then 30% from three. So
That's
Luka's
bad.
low key isn't bad, right?
Mhm.
Luka hasn't actually been like, oh, it's Luka. Like I ain't gonna lie. I thought Luka was gonna come here and average 35, 10 to 10, 50, 40, 90. Like not
Yeah.
90. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was gonna be another one of those Luka series. And this has probably been so far like Luka's like worst series of his career, which I'm not gonna lie, that says a lot about him, if we're
Mhm.
being honest. But at the end of the day, my point is Luka hasn't even been that great, and they're up 2-1 in this series. And they look like they're commanding this series too. Because
Mhm.
that last game, I mean, as a Westbrook fan, let's move on.
Oh, they made a clown out of him. Shout out PJ Washington.
Uh,
But yeah, no, it just shows how much of a machine Luca really is. Which is when the ball's in his hands, even the shot's not going in, just the ball keeps moving around. He is a force to be reckoned with. And if this is gonna be his off series, I don't even want to know what his on series is.
Boy. Because yeah, that's true. Like his off series, he still put up 30, 10, and 10. Crazy. But here's the other thing I have to give to Luca's credit. Even with him struggling, he said some very timely and big shots. Like against the not against, obviously against the Clippers, but in
Mhm.
game two, when he hit that three over Harden to basically put the dagger, come on. Like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, they're dangerous with Luca on or off. And that is scary. Like very scary.
Yeah, just saying the next round in the Western Conference playoffs is gonna be some of the best basketball we've ever seen in our lifetime.
Absolute cinema.
Summer break, can you hear me? Summer break, please save me. I don't want to worry about finals during this because I need to
Oh,
lock in.
same. Me too, bro. Me too.
Speaking of teams that need to lock in, The Cavaliers are not locked in. The Orlando Magic are somewhat locked in. This has been a really mid series, but my takeaway is both of these teams are going to look so much different next season. It's ridiculous. Firstly, we're gonna start with the less dramatic one, the Orlando Magic. The vibes are there, probably the most vibe, second most vibes in the East behind the Knicks,
Hmm.
but they do not have a guard that can pass the ball, and they do not have a center that can rebound. It's a nightmare thing. Those are like two of the biggest needs you need in basketball, and they're still up 2-1 on the series. So I think it says a
Two,
lot about the Cavaliers. Or what's up?
2-2.
Oh, 2-2. My fault. My fault.
Yeah, you're good.
Still got the vibes with them right now. There's the momentum's currently with them. But hey,
Mhm.
2-2 without those needs is
Yeah.
saying a lot about the Cavs.
Hmm.
Even if the Cavs win the series, they're blowing it up. Like
Yeah.
it's literally like D Mitch or Garland's out of there, then one of Mobley and Allen's out of there. Like and Brickenhouse out of there, no question. So this team is going to look completely different. And I was really surprised because I loved this Cavs team heading the season. And there was a point in the regular season, I'm like, oh my God, this is definitely the second best team in the East. You know, they had
Hmm.
the injuries of Garland and Mobley and Mitchell and Allen were just playing out of their mind. And Max Strus was always getting big moments they need. I'm like, oh, it's a perfect starting five. This
Yeah.
is the most imperfect starting five I've seen. They just do not work. And I know like we had the Timberwolves last season where like we were giving them crap and they ended up making it work out. It's not going to happen. They crapped the bed last year and they're crapping the bed against a team that isn't even supposed to make it this far. Like the Magic are a year ahead and they might take the series from them. So this Cavs team's going to fall apart. Mitchell's going to be a Nick probably. Hot take. But yeah, so
I don't know.
I
Hot
think
take.
these teams are going to be so much different.
Yeah. My big takeaway, and I agree with everything you just said, by the way. But
Mhm.
my biggest takeaway is the Cavs might be frauds, bro. Like the thing that confuses me about this team, when I look at this team, I'm like, this team is like
Mhm.
realistic, like a top three team in the East. On paper,
Yes.
like when you look at the roster makeup, Mitchell Garland as your backcourt and Mobley Allen as your front court, that just sounds insane.
Mhm.
With Strus at the three who can shoot, Okoro, Levert, like
Uh-huh.
it makes sense that this team would be really good. And they're tied 2-2 after getting blown out twice, basically, right?
Yeah,
You
by
know,
like 40 at one point. Like,
game three was crazy. All right.
mm,
That was, and then game four, you're up a half, then you just decide to blow the lead. And here's my other thing. Paulo had 9 points today and they lost. Now Franz had 30.
brother. Yeah.
Franz was cooking. But I would expect for a Cavs team to lose like that, Paulo would have to be on something. No,
Hmm.
no. He had 9 points and they still lost like that. So for me, I think the Cavs, bro, the roster makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. Well, like you said, perfect but imperfect.
Mm.
They're literally that. So for me, it's just like I'm not gonna spoil my description of their description, but like you said, this team's gonna look a little different
Yeah.
pretty soon.
I don't want to say they're completely screwed because at least you have trade assets. Like, you're not like stuck in eternal
Yeah.
mid yet. But the
Uh-huh.
move's got to happen ASAP. It needs to be quick.
Mhm.
Speaking of mid, let's go to the Bucks Pacers series. Everton, I'll let you go first.
All right. Obviously, at the time of this recording, because some people might not watch this right away, so we don't know what the series looks like when this comes out. But the Pacers are up 2-1.
Mhm.
And my takeaway right now, the Bucks might be screwed. Like
Good takeaway.
Giannis hasn't played yet. Looks like Dame's done playing, dude. And y'all are down 2-1 already.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna lie. Pacers might close them out in the next two games,
Yeah.
dude. Simple as that.
It's just if it's coming down to Middleton need to drop 42 points for you, it's over.
You're cooked.
And this is a big takeaway that me and Everton have. I mean, I can't believe our biggest takeaway came from a Bucks Grizzlies game towards the end of the season. But we watched Jaren Jackson just have a field day doing like spin moves into the paint to get like 40 points. And now he had Pascal Siakam do that. It's ridiculous.
Literally. He's the fidget spinner, bro. We
Mm,
already knew he was like that. And he's like Jared Jackson, but better at that
yeah.
one thing.
He's like if Anthony respects women.
Hey, he
Yeah.
scored his first Premier League goal today.
Against Burnley in a draw. How embarrassing. Anyways, my takeaway is Giannis needs to get the hell out of Milwaukee because this team has no future. It's over. It is
It,
so over because everybody's aging. These contracts, you can't get rid of them. You don't have cap room. You don't have picks to work with. This team's done. This like this is what's scary to me is because saying this sentence is sad. This is the peak we are going to see of this Milwaukee Bucks team. And it's not good. It's a really bad peak. And if Giannis wants to waste his career to be loyal, go ahead. Hats off to you. I know they might love you in Milwaukee. Keyword might. But the thing is, like, get out of here while you can. You're in your prime. You can make money anywhere. It's just demand a trade. I don't care. Get out of Milwaukee because this team's done. It's over. Dame is not the same player. Brooke Lopez is 43 probably. Chris Middleton, I know he's had a great game, but you're not getting 42 points from Chris Middleton on a consistent basis. Giannis
No.
doesn't have a number two. He does not have a number two on that team. Bobby Portis maybe, but he's too busy doing the 5 Hour podcast. So Bobby Portis is only gonna have so many moments left in him. So this team's screwed. This team is screwed. And that's why I want to see Giannis leave before it's too late.
I mean, hey, he has hinted at it. Like he's always been like, "Hey, if it's not the right time, I'm out."
Yeah.
So,
He said
hey,
he said he liked Chicago. Quit playing. Quit playing.
hey, we'll be talking about Chicago.
Oh, we will. I was having fun shitting on one team, and Everton has to bring that up and just ruin my vibe.
No, bro, think positively. And like, what if he were to come to Chicago? Wouldn't be a
Mm-hmm.
far move. Wouldn't be a far move.
Not at all. Quit playing.
All right. Next series. You want to do Knicks Sixers or you want to say that for last?
We can do Knicks Sixers next.
All right, so Knicks Sixers. Knicks are up 2-1.
Mhm.
My biggest takeaway, this could be the best series.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
straight up. Now, maybe that's because of how the rest of the series have looked so far. But when I look top to bottom, this series has been so fun to watch. Like
Mhm.
looking back at my own predictions, I might have overdid it, saying Knicks in 5.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, I like good basketball, and this has been some pretty fun to like Josh Hart in game 1. Dude was like 2 for 9, and out of nowhere just starts hitting every shot imaginable. That was
Mhm.
crazy. And then game 2, first off, let me cover this now. I hate when teams do that whole we got robbed or blah blah like foul for check this last play to see if we got robbed.
Uh-huh.
Brother, don't blow the lead so it doesn't come down to that. I hate when
Yeah.
teams do. I hate when it's like, bro,
Uh-huh.
if you keep that lead, that one play doesn't matter. But
Mhm.
because you get to blow the lead, of course it's a big play now, you know. But that's my biggest takeaway. This is gonna be the best series, low key.
Yeah, and I love the animosity. This isn't just hoops. Like these are teams fighting with each other. Embiid trying to injure players because his knees can't hold up with it anymore. There's drama going with it. It's not even just like high scoring games. Like it's a slugger, not defensive battle as well on both sides. And it's great. But Everton said his name earlier, so I'm gonna say my takeaway. Josh Hart is the best role player in the NBA.
That's on.
Josh Hart does everything. I know it's between him and Aaron Gordon, but I think
Mhm.
Josh Hart gives you a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball, which gives him like the edge over Aaron Gordon because they both can defend like crazy. They both can get rebounds. They both can stretch the floor. You name it. It's just I trust Josh Hart a little more offensively. So I believe he is the best role player in the NBA, and this series has confirmed it for me.
Bro just named the GOAT wide receiver. Anyway, but
That's
no, I'm not mad
crazy.
at that take. I feel like there's only 3 names in that best role player, like Josh Hart, Derek White, Aaron Gordon. Simple as that.
Hey, don't
Um,
disrespect my boy OG Anunoby like that.
ooh, that's true
Yeah, the
too.
Knicks
See,
got two of the best role players. Isn't that ridiculous?
Dante and Dante's not far off too.
No, no.
Hey man. But Joel Embiid, first off, how did he play that whole game? How did he not get ejected in that game? Like, dude,
That's a
you
really good
told him
question.
that. What?
Yeah.
They just player one. What? But hey,
Dude,
50
they
ball,
try putting it a Kurt Angle like ankle lock on him, bro. It was
like
ridiculous. Like,
what? But it's like you said, this series has everything: animosity, drama. You got to beat in press conferences saying, "I'm not talking French." Damn. Yes. Did you see that video?
I did not.
Bro, it's a video. So it was a press conference, and the dude in the press conference started speaking French. He said, I'm not speaking French. I'm damn. He just asked you, bro.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think I love this series so far. So I'm excited for what the rest of the series looks like.
Yeah, probably the one good series we have in the East so far. But so now we're gonna go to the last one on number 1 versus number 8, the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. And my takeaway is I don't think the Celtics are winning the East as convincingly as everybody says they're going to. Can they still win the East? Absolutely. But people act like they're going to sweep their whole way through. And I know the Celtics, they love to lose a random dumb game. But the Heat's offense is already non-existent, okay? You
Yeah.
take Jimmy Butler out of the picture, it has to be a sweep. Like it literally has to be a sweep. If they're if they can't stop this Miami Heat team and the Heat are a great defensive team, don't get me wrong. But if the Celtics are struggling to score against this Heat team, what are they doing with the Knicks?
Yo, oh my
It's
gosh.
worrisome. It's very worrisome. And like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say I called the Knicks going to the finals or nothing, but the series has made me a little more confident, all I'm gonna say.
I'm mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All I said for mine is the Heat just always find a way. I don't know how. It's like I don't know if it's because it's Boston or something, but I swear every time they play the Celtics, they just start making every shot, bro. Like
Mm,
this man, not even Caleb Martin, Tyler
yeah.
Hero. I mean, no, not to say they can't shoot, but like, why do they just pull out 23 3-pointers out of just nowhere?
Mm,
How does that happen? I guess the Celtics, of course, but for the Heat, so here's the thing: the Celtics are in a lose-lose situation, right? Not like literally, but like
nah,
if they
I
win
know
the
what you're saying.
series, they beat the Jimmy List Heat. Womp womp.
Yeah.
If they lose a series, you guys lost to the Jimmy List Heat. Like it's literally like you pick one, but obviously they pick to win because they don't care about all that. But like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. This is why the Celtics, yo, I won't lie, if they don't make it to the finals this year, they're going to be in that Sixers category for me, where it's like I don't trust you. I don't care what you
Mm.
do in this. I don't care. You can win 64 games. I don't give a damn.
Mm.
I gotta see you in the playoffs.
All I'm saying is I'm not gonna add on to that because we're gonna know what screw it. We're gonna transition to it right now. So that's gonna be the end of our takeaways from the playoff series. And now we are going to use one word to describe each team's season. We're gonna start off with the East and then we're gonna go to the West.
Mhm.
Because also just a quick spoiler, not all these are one word. I don't know the dictionary like that. So some of them might be 2, 3 words. I don't care
Yeah,
if that makes you mad.
neither do I.
Because my takeaway for the Boston Celtics is it's now or never. It's literally now or never. I kind of
Yeah.
talked about this in another podcast. Like the Celtics aren't ever going to get a better team, and the rest of the NBA is only getting more competitive. So this losing a random game in Miami Heat, I'm just not a nice way to put it. This shit's inexcusable. You cannot be losing dumb games because this is your chance. Like the window after the season, I'm gonna say it's gonna shut. Like I know you got the Drew Holiday extension, you're still gonna have all those guys, but the NBA gets better and better and better every season. And the Celtics, they always tend to sell. And so if you're gonna sell again like a salesman, it's done. Close the house down. It's not getting sold. You guys are done. You
Yeah.
need to win this season. So that's why my takeaway or my one word for the Celtics season is now or never.
Actually, I like yours better than mine. All I put for mine is I gotta see.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's because like you said, they're the Celtics. They always lose some dumb game, and they're always like playing with their food, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget. Why did you go 6 games with the Hawks last year?
Yeah.
What? Like why? Like
Mm-hmm.
why? That's why I don't like. Sometimes part of me doesn't trust him because it's like, dude, why do you play with your like? Just win the series, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, yo, the West next year is gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, except for probably Portland and Utah, it's gonna be a bloodbath, bro. Like
Yes.
from 1 to like 13, it's gonna be really crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
think so.
No, I agree.
And maybe even Golden State. Anyways, but yeah, this is the really like you have to win this because the East, okay, fine. Bucks probably gonna fall off a little bit. I think the Knicks will be back, and they might be a number 1 seed next year, depending on
Mm-hmm. Quit playing.
how things go. Uh, give or take, Philly's gonna always be around, whatever. And the Magic and the
Yeah.
Pacers. There's some young teams, Magic Pacers. Hey, they're right there too.
Mm,
So this is definitely the now or never. I like yours better. Now or never. Yeah, that is literally the Celtics right now.
thank you. So Everton, pick a team in the East. I don't want to have to go in order from like one to worst team. I like to mix and match. So like, what team do you have next that you want to talk about?
Okay, mix and match. I'm gonna go Cavs because I like the one I
Okay.
put. And I put bye Spider. 'Cause, that's what I take away from this season is he's gone. I don't think he didn't want to be, let's be honest. Did he want to be a Cavalier? No. He wanted to be a Knick. And the way how this season has played out, I don't see him wanting to be here. And it's been hinted at all year, like
Mm,
rumor says blah blah blah. Rumor says blah blah. I think him on the Knicks,
unreal.
tough. Like
Yes.
I would love Brunson and and Donovan Mitchell.
Oh my God.
I'd watch
With the perfect role player fits right next to him as well. Like, come on.
6 man of the year. DiVincenzo would. I feel like, hey, DiVincenzo off the bench
Disgusting. And
with
then
Bogdan.
OG, Josh Hart, Mitch Robb, Hartenstein, Deuce McBride, like the team would be disgusting.
Didn't even mention Julius Randle.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Uh,
Fuck. Well, someone's got to go to Cleveland. They're not.
hey,
He's not going to New York for free.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
All
Somebody
I'm
does.
saying, if I'm the Knicks and I give up Julius Randle for Donovan Mitchell, I'm crying tears of joy. Like I'm the Knicks, like they could like we're building our own White House for the Knicks in New York if they pull that off. Like they get whatever they want because that would be the best thing ever.
Randall and picks for Mitchell.
Quit
Hey,
playing. Quit playing.
but yeah, that's my one word for the Cavs. Buy
Mhm.
Spider. What's yours?
And then so I use this word kind of multiple times for teams that are in the same scenario, but my word was what the fuck? Because like you had crazy expectations heading this season, and now we are in this disaster class. And like just what happened this season? Because there was a point where the Cavs were like the 1 seed, like they looked incredible, and it's just when everybody got healthy, they got worse. What the fuck? How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And so that's just my take way to describe their season. It's just like everything you wanted to happen worked out, but didn't work out. Makes no sense at all. It's like
They,
you put the correct numbers into the formula and you should have got the result you were looking for, and you just didn't. What the fuck?
nah, facts. That is a perfect one. Like you said earlier, perfect, but not perfect.
Yeah.
Literally simple as that, bro.
All right, and now I'm gonna cross off Celtics and Cavs 'cause I know I'm gonna forget the order once you get towards the end of this.
Okay.
We're gonna go to one of the bottom teams. And we're gonna look at the Raptors, and my word was hope. I
Mm,
know it was not good this season. It got shaky at moments, but I think a lot has gone right towards the end of the season where you have confidence coming like after this offseason. Because Scotty Barnes is still that guy. And the big thing, I can't believe this is like the big thing that's giving me hope. But Grady Dick was so bad at the start of the year. And now he got his like 3-point shooting percentage up to like 38, which is like that's crazy because he was shooting like 12% at some point. It was like awful. So you get
um,
his emergence. RJ Barrett's still been great. Emmanuel quickly still trying to work that out. And
mm,
the Raptors, we know how they run their system. They don't settle for being in the lottery. So I know there's gonna be a future here. And like I know you didn't get the result you're looking for. I mean, you're the fourth worst team in the East. But when it comes to these bottom teams, they have the most hope in the East. Like I would be like shocked if this wasn't a playoff team next year.
yeah, I agree. Hope is definitely for mine. I put Raptors. I put finally did it, as in finally made
Man,
those choices.
that's so much better than mine.
I like that yours is one word though.
Thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
but yeah, I feel like they finally made those moves and they made the right moves. Honestly, like the returns they got, for OG getting RJ and Emmanuel quickly. I think that's
Mm,
actually a good send off. Like you get
mm,
RJ, he'll have the hometown kid thing going about him, but also like he's actually played legitimately better. Like
mm,
low. And then quickly you try to figure that out, but I feel like he still has some potential to be, even if he's just your sixth man and you draft a point guard or something, like who cares, right? He'll still be a
yeah.
good player. And then obviously Scotty Barnes took that leap, all-star level leap. I'm really high on Scotty Barnes. I know they're gonna be bro's acoustic, bro. He's just a funny guy, bro.
Yeah. You can't have
Like
personality in 2024, bro. It's crazy.
it's crazy. But they have hope now, and like you said about Grady Dick, because I'm not gonna just call him by his last name.
Yeah.
Um we talked about this early on. The first like half of the season, whoa,
Yeah. It was
what
awful.
what was going on? But he finished off the rest of the season like really strong,
Mm,
and that's promising moving forward. So yeah, I think like you said, hope is really good, and finally did. I feel like those both kind of work well
yeah.
together.
And I believe, don't get me wrong, I think they have 2 first-round picks this year as well.
Yeah, because they probably have the Pacers pick and their own.
Yeah. So if there's a lot that can go on for the Raptors this offseason. Like with the East pretty much getting worse, I think the Raptors are gonna start emerging at the right time. So
Yeah,
I know the season it kind of stinks, but like you should be grateful because next season's going to be a lot better.
yeah.
So that's 3 teams down. Everton. What team do you want to talk about next?
Um, Bucks. I really want to talk about the Bucks.
Okay.
All right. For mine, actually, this was probably one of my favorite ones I picked. You hired who? Like,
That's
bro,
awesome.
literally, not to diss Adrian Griffin, because I don't think he was bad. I think when they hired him, a lot of people liked the hire, So I'm not gonna do that to him. But you know why I said you hired who? You
Yeah.
hired Doc Rivers? Really? Really
Really
though?
thought that was gonna fix the issues. Like, there's just no
Really?
way.
Like, okay, you have your defensive issues, right? That doesn't mean you bring in the dude who doesn't make adjustments. We
Mm,
literally seen it. Like, we watched it. Jaren Jackson, bucket after bucket. Nah, keep working on him.
yeah.
Why? Literally why? Um, so my biggest take, I mean not my biggest, hey, you hired who?
I
Cause
love
what?
that. Man, Everton's might be a lot better than mine, just so you guys know. But
Aw,
my one word was, what the fuck? Yeah, we're already right back to it. What in the actual fuck was this season for the Milwaukee Bucks? Because heading into this season, you traded for Damian Lillard. You
Mhm.
traded for Damian Lillard. Life was good. I mean, the offense was there at the start of the season. The defense was not existent. You're second in the East. You fire your coach. Just like that. Now you got three coaches on your payroll, and it's Doc Rivers is one of them. And it just goes downhill. It gets worse. It gets worse. And then Giannis gets injured, and suddenly you're down 2-1 to the Pacers. And they
And
own this regular season.
yeah,
What the fuck? What was the season? Like, and now I already talked about it enough in the first segment. It's just downhill from here for Milwaukee. So if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm pissed, but don't care. Yeah, y'all earned this. Y'all earned this. Hope you enjoyed your ring, losers.
facts, facts. For me, um, damn, they do have three coaches on their payroll, dude. That's crazy.
That's so
That's
bad.
crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that is insane. But it's disappointing because when the trade happened, I'm like, yo, Dame Giannis might be the best duo in the league. Like, legit.
Oh, we all thought this.
We all thought that, right? And we thought this is probably the most like complete duo. Like your strengths, my weaknesses, my strengths, your weaknesses, right? Like we thought it would be the perfect come together. And that just did like early on, I was like, all right. I'm like, Dame will come around at some point. Like he'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
maybe first few games a little struggle. It's fine. It'll be okay. The whole season, bro. The whole season, dude. Yeah. So I mean, what the F is facts?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
What
Thank you.
but who you hired who?
And what's crazy is I doubt this will happen, but there is a world where the Bucks have a fourth coach on payroll come this offseason.
Unfortunately, damn.
They're in hell. Like it's so bad.
Whew. Bucks or Nets? Ah,
Too far. Not yet, not yet, not yet. But we might be getting there.
might
Like
be getting there.
we might be returning to like the Larry Sanders, OJ Mayo days. Like
Oh, ooh,
yeah,
shout out Larry Sanders. I used to rock with him in 2K.
dude, 2K14 quit playing. Larry Sanders, I loved you, man.
You know
We know,
ball.
we know. And what else do we know? What I know is the Atlanta Hawks. It's rebuild time.
Rebuild time. Yeah,
That's my take. Like, it
yeah.
has to be this offseason. You can't keep doing this anymore. Like it's already eternity mid. Trey Young needs to go. I know everybody says San Antonio, and I bet on that wave as well. It's gotta be Trey or DeJounte. It probably should be Trey. And then you got other awful contracts you got rid of. Like Clint Capella is the most mid player in the NBA, probably. I think he won my mid player of the year award. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Pretty sure it was Clint for you. Yeah,
It was him or Kevin Huerter. I forgot which one I gave it to. I'm pretty sure it was Clint.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's awful contracts you gotta get rid of. You gotta start building around Jalen Johnson. You gotta get something going. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot run this team back next year. That'll be the
Oh,
biggest mistake you can make. So it's time to commit to it. You can get so much trade capital for Trey Young still. I know he's probably one of the more hated players in the NBA, but the draft capital, the trade capital is there. So I think it's time to send it. No more like how we were talking about the Raptors before the OG trade is how we're talking about the Hawks right now. Like it's time. You can't prolong this anymore.
the difference is the Raptors at least got a chip.
Yeah.
They were just coasting on
Yeah.
that. The Hawks are coasting on
We beat the Knicks. They hate Trey Young.
like that's it. That's all they're coasting on. But for mine I put mid equal you. They're just mid, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
they've been mid for the past few years, and it just continued to be mid. Like I think low key, their whole franchise history, their record is like literally mid.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It's right
Um,
around 500. It's nuts.
which is nasty work. But I agree with yours. It's rebuild time. Like you gotta let it go. Like the
Mm.
Spurs have a lot of draft capital, so I'm sure they'd be willing to give up some picks to
And
get
they
Trey.
got some young assets.
Exactly. You could get that
Mm.
and then roll with the picks and the young assets you get.
Mm.
Go let them have Trey, bro. Just
Yeah.
just just do it, bro.
All I'm saying is I said this when I did my Hawks rebuild. It cannot be Keldon Johnson. If you have Keldon Johnson and DeAndre Hunter on the same team, I'm not even a Hawks fan, and I would shoot myself having to watch that. That's the worst idea in the world. So make sure you get Vassell because Devin Vassell's sick,
Yeah.
and it would be a
Yeah.
great pairing next to DeJounte Murray at the two. But oh
Yeah.
my God, the Hawks, there's so much mid on the team. Like I know we say they're a mid team, but there's so many mid players. DeAndre Hunter, Clint Capella. Anyone else on that bench? I was gonna say
Bey,
Bogdan, but like Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's not mid. I can't do him like
ah,
that. I can't do Bojan.
Sadiq Bey.
Onyek, Sadiq Bey, mid. Onyeka, if he's not gonna get playing time, might be put on mid watch as well.
He should be starting though. That's the thing. He should be a
He's
starter.
been starting for like 2 seasons now. It's at some point I'm starting to wonder if like they're seeing something I'm not.
Look, from what I see and what the numbers say, he should be starting. They should have been got rid of Clint Capella to move him into that spot.
Absolutely. But hey, dude, can you imagine if this team didn't have Jalen Johnson this whole season?
Ooh, yo, this might be.
There would have been no takeaway.
It'd be like blow. It'd be like sell your team. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Get out of
like,
Atlanta. Like
like literally, dude. Oh my goodness, he's saving a little bit of hope for the Hawks fans.
I get it though. I get it as a Bulls fan.
Hmm. Should we
Let's
pick
talk
them?
about them. I think there's only one word you can use here.
What's yours?
Continuity.
That's a good one.
It's
Ooh,
been it's been that word 3 seasons in a row now. It's just keep running it back, guys. This is totally gonna work out. This is such a great idea. I love this. It does not work out. And from what it sounds like, they're gonna do it again because apparently DeMar is getting a 3-year contract, 40 million a season at the age of 35. Nikola Vucevic got re-signed. Billy Donovan got an extension last season. But dude, do not let Lonzo Ball come back, is all I'm saying. Don't let
bro,
Alonzo come back now. We've been waiting for 2.5 seasons now, but when it happens and his knee is totally never gonna get injured again, they're back. And
bro,
Zach LaVine, he totally wants to play in Chicago still.
bro. I was trying to find a way to put Zoe in my like for 3 words, but I couldn't figure it out. So for my for mine, I just put took too long. Like for me, I feel like, bro, like I think ours is kind of the same continuity slash took too long. Like, bro, it took too long for y'all to decide maybe we should trade these guys. We should have known that last season.
Yeah.
I get the first season because they were really good, and then we really didn't start falling off till after the trade deadline, realistically, right?
hmm
So I can understand. I can give him a pass for the first season because we were good, and then things just got shaky. But
Yeah.
after last season, I would have been like, yeah, we gotta make some
Yeah.
moves here. So I think they definitely took too long to decide. Yeah, we should make some trades,
Mm.
dude. Nobody has any value anymore. So what are you gonna get for him?
Dude, there was a time where at trade deadline last season, the Knicks were gonna give us one of Mitch Rob or Josh Hart. They were gonna
Yeah.
give us Quickly. They were gonna give us Fournier,
Yep.
and then Quentin Grimes was a contender, and they were gonna give us draft assets. There was points where at trade deadline this season, they're like, do the Bulls have to give up picks to get rid of Levine? How much more obvious was it supposed to get, man?
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't always gamble like that. Like sometimes people gamble, take too long, and then actually get more than they expected to. But we were never going to be in that position because any team trading with the Bulls was going to pretty much always have the leverage, to be
Mm.
honest. So I think taking too long is the biggest takeaway or description, whatever you want to call it. Because bro, y'all just waited way too long to start actually caring about your future, I guess. I don't know.
hmm There's no
So
future. There's none.
I
Me and
didn't want to.
Everton, yeah, we're gonna attempt to make a future though in a couple segments if you're ready for that. But I'm ready to talk about another team because this team just pisses me off. They're such a disgrace. Everything in Chicago is so good outside of them, man.
Literally, bro. Oh my goodness, man.
Everton, let's talk Orlando Magic.
Mhm.
I want one season ahead because this season has been incredible. The Magic, you guys were not supposed to be here yet at all. Is it
Not at all.
great to be here? Absolutely. But don't get the expectations up too high when you gotta go against the Boston Celtics next series because the Magic, their strengths are incredible. They have so much size. They're incredible scoring in the paint. They could defend they're one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yeah.
But as I talked about earlier, their two holes are some of the biggest holes you can have in basketball when you have a point guard that can't pass and a center that can't rebound.
Yeah.
You kind of need those things.
How
So
are they?
unfortunately,
Ah,
sorry, what
never
was that
mind.
you cut out?
How are they even tied with the Cavs? But just never mind. Just
It
keep
makes
going.
zero sense. It makes no sense on paper. But I mean, Jalen Suggs, the leap he's taken this season's incredible. Paulo and Wagner, they're all-star caliber players. You just gotta fill some of those simple holes, and this team's gonna be incredible. I think this team's gonna be incredible next season. With how I'm seeing, like we could see like a Bucks fall off and all this, and who knows what's gonna happen with the Sixers. The Magic can jump to they're gonna 4 seed to 3 seed.
But
But
like a
like
more
that's a big yeah, that's gonna be a convincing jump.
yeah, I agree. For mine, I put damn already. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
we're on the same wave.
like literally because like I thought okay, they actually didn't have a terrible season last year, but like a really Orlando Magic level last year.
Yeah.
And going into this year, I'm like, okay, I thought this team could be like a play-in sleeper because the
Mhm.
East is still weak. So I was all right, they could be like a play-in sleeper. No, this team went up to 5,
Yeah.
and they're literally running it with the Cavs right now. Which I don't know if that says more about the Magic or the Cavs, but
Hmm.
give or take, damn already. Like I did not expect these dudes to be here already, and it's impressive. I want to give a hat off to the head coach too, because I think he's a finalist for Coach of the Year, right?
Yeah, he is.
Um, hats off to you, bro. Like you taking the Magic. You first off, I don't know if you brought aura, but the Magic have a little bit of aura now. Paulo, they
Uh-huh.
have the song, bro. They have the
They have
song,
the best song in NBA history, probably.
literally, bro. Like that's an impressive thing.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. Oh,
Oh, it's beautiful.
it's so beautiful. But like, all in all, they already here, bro, and that
Yeah.
shit's crazy.
Yeah, and what's great is this is a team that's here to stay. Like, it's not gonna be blown up anytime soon. This Magic team is gonna be here for a while, and now that's a sentence I never thought I would say.
No, I did not think I'd say something like that. For how long have I been an NBA fan? This team has always been a team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure me and Everton both got here like right when Dwight left.
Yep.
Like
Like
we,
I
we
got here like I'd say one of his last 1 or 2 seasons. I was like, ooh, okay, Orlando. Or I like Dwight Howard. Then he
mm.
was gone. And then I was like, they're definitely an NBA team. They're
Oh, absolutely. They definitely were in the NBA, no questions asked.
definitely were a team.
So Everton, let's go to one of these bottom three teams. Is there one of them that excites you more than the other?
Wizards.
There's one word.
I mean, I did too, but I just put
No, go for first. What'd you say?
pool's empty.
Oh, that's awesome. That's sick. Wow, man, Everton, you are creative. You're on a heater.
I'm trying my best, man. I don't know. Pool's empty. Like, dude, can we talk about how everybody had going into the season? Jordan Poole is the next James Harden. Lock it in right now. Ooh. Now I'm not one to dog on people, but Jordan Poole, bro. What? I mean, look, he had his moments. There was some good and some bad, but a
Mm,
lot of bad.
a
You know,
lot of bad.
a lot of bad to the point where he was becoming a meme. Like anytime he did like a goofy play, that was the first thing you saw. So
Hmm.
for the Wizards, I think they were banking on Jordan Poole becoming some sort of 25 point per game scorer, and that just didn't happen. So that's why the pool's empty.
The pool's empty. Hey, boy got paid at least. Boy got paid.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He did
Yeah.
get back.
So I was straight to the point. Everton got really creative with the wordplay here, but I'm just gonna cut the shit. My word was ass. This team is so bad. Like you look at these other bottom teams, like yeah, there's the Hornets and the Pistons. They at least have something to build on with. Are we really banking on like a Bilal Coulibaly thing to like be our future? This team is so finished. This is haram ball. This team is disgusting. There is
Oh,
not there is nothing remotely attractive about this Washington Wizards team. Maybe Denny Avdia.
I
Yeah, because
guess.
Kuzma's getting out of there.
Yeah,
And that's still not something that's too attractive. He's like maybe a third option on a championship team. Maybe.
maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, I hate this team with a passion. So it's just straight to the point. It's just ass.
Low key, Wizards and Hawks. What's the difference? Because they're just generational, mid, bro. Like,
Okay. I don't even think the Wizards are mid because like at least the Hawks are like average. This
uh,
team just sucks. There's
yeah,
nothing good about this team, and it's gonna be like this for like 3, 5 more seasons. Please,
yeah.
Rob Dillingham, don't go here.
No, I don't want. I mean, unless he's gonna do the John Wall thing and bring Aura to Washington, because hey, I'll call spade a spade. Them John Wall years, there was a lot of aura in Washington
There
because
was.
of just him.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when he left? No
Went away.
aura.
Dude, you're telling me those Marcin Gortat screens weren't bringing in aura, bro? Like,
Oh my God. We literally just talked about this yesterday, bro. But all in all, bro, like, look, I might be creative. I like how you're just straight to the point.
yeah,
Ask.
no time to waste.
Because they are, bro. They're just,
They're
man, their
trash.
future. Ooh, at least they might have a high pick, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe they got a potential star here. But yeah, bro, it's Washington.
No, it's over. But Everton, what team do you want to talk about next?
Uh, let's go Pacers.
Okay, I like this.
I put play some defense. Like that's really because all season has been, hey, y'all got some good offense, but y'all play no defense.
Mm,
And look, that can work against some teams. Look, that's why they're beating the Bucks, really, because the Bucks don't play any defense either. So
mm.
of course you're gonna out offense them. But moving forward, you can't bank on this whole straight offense. That's just it's not gonna win a championship unless I get proven wrong. But proof is in the pudding. Teams that win play on both ends. So
Mm.
I'd say, look, it's cool right now, and I get it, run and gun, cool. But near future, if you want to really be a contender, you got to play with some sort of defense.
And me and Everton almost made 5-out history with having the same exact wording, but I did defense with 2 question marks.
Okay, so damn near pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing. It's just this team. I mean, you can absolutely consider this season a success, even if you don't beat the
Yeah.
Bucks, but they're going to. This season was an absolute success. Tyrese Halliburton took the All-Star jump.
Mhm.
Siakam's incredible. You got a lot going for you. You even have Jarris Walker just chilling down there. Like you guys have a lot going for you.
Mhm.
It's just get one defender. Like Alex Caruso will be on the trade block probably. Matthias Thybulle will be out there floating about. Get one
Mhm.
defender. Just play a little
Yeah,
bit of defense. That's all we're asking for.
yeah,
It's not much, but that's all this team really needs. It's just one solid defender, especially with how weak this East team is. This team can make a championship run because
yeah.
you got the star, you got a second like star to go with them. You got great role players like Matherin, Turner. You just
Neesmith,
you just need one defender. That's all we're asking for, and just try on that side of the ball.
yeah, and also
Even even Luca, what's up?
fix your schemes on defense too. Like what? Like Miles Turner was a really good defensive player, and now he's kind of not because their defensive schemes don't really favor him anymore. But if they fix their schemes, I don't think he's any worse as a defender than he used to be. I think in the right scheme, he could be right back to being that 3 blocks per game dude he was before.
Hmm. I
So
agree.
yeah,
But let's move on to the 76ers because my one word was disappointment.
yeah,
This
yeah.
there was a point where this looked like this was actually gonna be the season. Embiid was gonna win another MVP. They were gonna go on a championship run because the East is like bad. But
Mhm.
one injury can ruin everything. Just
Yeah.
like that. And having Tobias Harris on your team, that can also do it.
J.
So
Cole?
yeah, this team is gonna be great. Now they're probably gonna be bounced by the Knicks, and it's just how devastating is that? Because dude, all I know is the 76ers haters, they're having a field day.
Oh man, they're
There,
cooking.
there may be an asterisk on this hating for that they're about to get, but like,
Yeah.
oh, Embiid lost another playoff series. What a fat loser! Is he gonna be a Guangdong Tiger next season? Shut up, you suck. And I was like,
Yeah.
because I was an Embiid hater. I mean, I'm still not like an Embiid enjoyer, but like, I was rooting for him this season because like he was having the success. I was like, it was so like convincing. I was like, oh, they're actually gonna prove some people wrong. Start winning some playoff series.
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah. For me, I just put he's injured again.
Dude, Everton
Honestly,
is on one.
I should have done a 3 word. Like I like maybe one word is just really hard, but disappointing is good. But yeah, like they were one. They were at one point they're like the second seed.
Mhm.
If he gets injured, they're a playing team. Like he was on his way to a convincing MVP, and people wouldn't have argued this one. Like this one, yeah, you can't argue the whole no, no. He was averaging 36 and like 12, bro.
Yeah.
Well, like 6 assists. He was the MVP, like easily. Um, but I was rooting for Embiid to some degree because I ain't gonna lie, watching him play sometimes it's like, oh my God. Right? But at the end of the day, they almost would have had 2 award winners this year. I hate to open up a wound, but MVP and most improved. unfortunately,
Fuck
in
off.
our yeah, I know.
Maxi
But
wouldn't had that chance if Embiid got hurt. Such bullshit.
you know he was a clear favorite when Embiid was playing, right?
Nope. I'm gonna gaslight myself.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you do that.
Mm,
But like this was supposed to be the year. Now, do I think they would have won multiple playoff series? Nah, I feel like they still probably would have lost in round two. But
mm,
at the end of the day, like, this is a different scenario. All right, you lose in round two with James Harden. Yeah, what are you doing? But you lose in round two as Tyrese Maxey's just making a leap. Okay, maybe I'll cut you a little bit of slack. But like you said, to Embiid haters, they're just getting more ammo.
mm,
Realistic. Now, with no context, Embiid lost in round one again. Oh my gosh. But when you put context in, okay, it was going to happen anyways.
mm,
But at the end of the day, injuries is just going to continue to hinder this team.
mm. Absolutely. So Everton, what team are you feeling next?
Uh, there's only like two teams left or three teams left, right?
I have 5.
Five. I cannot count. Okay. I'm gonna just pick the Heat.
Okay.
Um, damn. The team I mean not the team. The thing I went for is the tougher route.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what
That's
it
a whole documentary title.
is. Low key, the tougher
Yeah.
route. What the hell? The thing with this team, I thought, okay, you made that run in the playoffs last year. This team is going to be one of the higher seeded teams in the East.
Mm-hmm.
No, they just weren't. They were another 8 seed, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Heat culture to make yourself have to play in a tougher situation or something, but they just always make the things tougher than it needs to be, bro. I don't know what it is.
Mm. Yeah, my word was scammers because
Mm,
they get paid for a whole regular season and they don't care at all. They just show up, they get their money, and they leave. But it's
yeah.
postseason times, like, all right, maybe we'll try now. And so that's kind of how it's been the past 3 seasons. Like, oh, we're just here to get paid in the regular season, and then we'll hoop when it comes postseason time. And they did it again. They got
Okay.
a game off Boston, which I still can't believe. If they win, if they win again tonight, I'm gonna have some serious conversations that like they need
Oh,
to be investigated.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're purposely not trying, if Spoelstra has some voodoo magic, if like someone's being held hostage, like something's not really adding up with what this Miami team is doing. So if they win again, an investigation will be taking place. It will be conducted by me.
Yeah, I am not mad at that because I don't know what it is. Like, why do y'all just make this a thing? Like, is this some sort of hate towards like Boston or something? Like, all right, Boston gonna be one. We gotta be 2.
Yeah, we gotta beat them.
What?
Start licking their lips, bro.
Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, they just always make things tougher than they need to be. Because on paper, this team should have, especially in the East, this should have been like a 4 seed or a fifth seed, to be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely. No question to ask.
Some odd reason, they just have to
Mm,
be at 8. I don't know what it is. Hey,
mm.
I'm observing. I'm observing.
Yeah. So we have 4 teams left. We're gonna speed run these last 3 towards the bottom. Then we're gonna end off on the Knicks because I think a Knicks is probably a good one to end off with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine.
Pistons, is there hope? Question mark.
I just put choose wisely because either you choose to like move forward with this type of roster or you go in a different direction, bro. I don't
Mm.
know. It's up to them.
Yeah, I don't know how many more young guys it's gonna take this team to be serious, especially with a
Exactly.
draft like that's not the strong, definitely not ass like people say, but it's not the strongest in the world.
Yeah,
What's the plan? What's the plan? No idea.
no idea.
Hornets, what the fuck? Jose that's
I
a
put.
what's up? What'd you say?
Oh no, go ahead. Actually,
Yeah. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller with a bunch of idiots on the team. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It was not a lot of fun. This team is just continued to be so ass, and it's just I don't know how many more ass seasons you can have. So this is just a what the fuck situation for me.
I was gonna either. I was torn. I put just vibes, but I was also gonna put criminals, but that was too far.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely cannot say criminals.
yeah. So I went the safe route, went just vibes, because what is this team really trying to do? Like,
There's
what are y'all
there,
actually
there's no future. Like they have no plan.
like? What are y'all? They just going out there playing basketball or
Mhm.
something? No. And off the court issues, yeah. No comment.
Yeah, no comment. My next comment will go against the Brooklyn Nets. I know me and Everton have the same word. I know we do. It's just mid.
Honestly, that was too easy for me. I didn't want to do mid. I put you're cooked.
Yeah, there's now we're talking about the Hornets having no future. There's no present. There's no future. Not in the next decade. This team's screwed.
Rude.
Look at our team breakdown on the Brooklyn Nets. We're not getting much more into it because that I love that segment me and Everton did for that. So you can check that one out on YouTube or the podcast.
Check that one out.
So let's get into the Knicks and on a bang. I use two words with an and. Grit and adversity. Because
Mm.
there are so many gritty players on the team with the grittiest coach no one in the NBA wants to play for.
Oh
And their
my
fans,
God.
they have been through so much adversity, man. The Knicks were the meme, the laughing stock of the league for the past decade now. And now there's a chance they can make this finals push. And it makes me a little emotional. It can bring a tear to my eye because I love this Knicks team. I love to see how far they've come. Huge. And they deserve all the flowers.
Oh, shout out to that kid Cody. I think in 2013 his Christmas wish was for them to make the playoffs, and then they didn't make the playoffs for like the next like 10 years. Um, but no, my three words was finally being smart. The reason why I say that is okay, let's call a spade a spade. For a while, the Knicks' whole thing was we're just gonna get the biggest free agents because we're the Knicks, right? And then
Yeah.
that happened. So I like that they changed their approach into let's get a guy on upcoming, Jalen Brunson, make him a superstar, then get a bunch of role players who end up becoming top 5 role players. We have like 3 of them, and
Mhm.
just make the most well balanced team. So I think finally being smart, I roll with that one.
Yeah, and they were fleecing it with trades as well. Like not building a team was smart, coaching picks were smart. Everything about this team has been smart outside of their fans. They're not the smartest in the world. But outside
Bing
of that,
bong.
I love New York. The vibes are there.
It is, man. It's there. It's there for sure.
And speaking of vibes, we have 12 more teams to work with. We're gonna go to the Western Conference. And I want to stick to vibes because that's my word for the Timberwolves.
Oh, okay.
There is not more vibes in the world than the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, Anthony Edwards has the most aura I think the league's ever witnessed. They got dogs all around the court, and they're just there having a good time defending their ass off and just memeing. This team is
Yeah.
beautiful. They're so much fun to watch, and they've ruined the legacy of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So
Yeah.
the vibes are just there.
Yeah. I put aura. That's the word I picked.
Great
Now,
word.
ironically, they might even be sponsored by something called Aura, or at least these.
Really.
Yeah, like on their jerseys, I think it says Aura. So it just
It's so
fits.
sick. It's
It
so
fits.
sick.
It fits. So I think Ant being the most aura player in the league right now means something. And then like, dude, they're just out there having fun, bro. It's fun
Mm.
to watch. Like Ant, you're in the top 3 like funnest players to watch, and probably just funnest players in general. So I think he carries a lot of that aura, but like the team is starting to have that aura too, just as a whole team. So I
Mm.
went, bro.
Love that. So Everton, we got 11 teams to choose from here. Who do you want to talk about?
I'm not gonna pick them. I'll say that. Let's go Warriors.
Oh, we're starting with the banger.
All right. So the word I picked was washed. I was gonna be a bit more creative and say do the dishes, but I wasn't sure if that one was gonna be as cool as wash. I was like, let's go
Uh,
wash.
yeah. Uh,
Um, let's be honest, bro. Curry's cool. Obviously, Curry's still great at what he does. Chris Paul is washed.
mm,
Like he is in that Celtics Shaq category. Um, Clay is washed. Draymond is actually not washed. He's actually one of their best players. But Wiggins, hopefully everything's okay with him. I don't want to bank on that or whatever, but a lot of their older guys are washed, bro. It's kind of that simple. Yeah, Warriors are washed, dude.
yeah, I'm kind of gonna bounce off that a little bit, but say it like in a more rude way. Mine was rest in piss bozos
Yeah.
because we've watched this Warriors dynasty for way too long, and don't think I forgot about that Warriors team breakdown. You know how much shit we got when the Warriors won 4 games after that. I've never seen more hate in my lifetime. You guys talked so much shit. Like, oh, you guys need to wait for Kaminga to come in the lineup. Oh, Curry's gonna turn it around. I hope that 4 game win streak was worth it because your dynasty is done. It's over. Your next decade is an eternal hell. You're gonna waste the rest of Stephen Curry's career, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you re-sign Klay Thompson to a DeMar type contract that we're about to hand out. I hope everything sucks. I hope Kaminga and Moody never play. I hope Steve Kerr retires because working in Washington sucks. I can't wait to see how many more suspension Draymond Green's gonna get because he's not gonna turn it around. And nothing bad against Andrew Wiggins. That's taking it too far. But hey, Trace Jackson Davis is on the way. You guys are losers. You guys suck. I'm like, just because of their fan base, I'm so happy this dynasty's done.
So I'm gonna say 2 things. One, to address the elephant in the room, the Warriors fans who were in our comments when we made that video. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
Where y'all at?
I
Y'all
got
said
glasses on. I still can't see you all. Like,
y'all said we were tripping. Where y'all team at now? I'm not
where
even trying
they
to be
at?
that guy,
Uh,
but they were Shout out to the dude who made that paragraph. I love you, bro. Because
Paragraphs. That shit was not
it was
singular.
long. Bro
Yeah,
went in.
that was MLA sided, bro. Like,
I was like, yo. But shout out to him. I hope he's doing good because I'm not that kind of guy. But dude, so what do you got to say now? I genuinely want to hear what he has to say now.
yeah,
Gen-
I gotta find his email.
Literally. And then my second thing, I've been seeing edits, people saying, man, I'm actually kind of sad seeing this team washed. Look, I'll admit, they were a part of my childhood. They ruined the NBA for a few years, bro.
Yeah.
Like, maybe y'all weren't fans back then. I was. I was there. I seen this. I
Mm,
can't look, as much as I want to be like, oh man, that is tough. I can't, bro. I literally can't force myself to be sad about this team. So, look, move on.
mm.
Skedaddle.
Goodbye. Yeah, and we're gonna move on. I'm gonna go to Memphis Grizzlies. Don't count. The season did not count. This is a fake
Yeah,
season. We're just gonna skip it. Like when you look back at like the Memphis Grizzlies history, they'll have like some whiteout ink on the season. It just did not count. The season didn't happen. You got
yeah,
maybe every injury and suspension in the world that could have happened. But hey,
literally.
it's gonna make you guys so much better next season when you get a high lottery pick and Donovan Clingan's on the way. Talk soon. But all I'm saying is the season doesn't count. There's not really another way to word it. Who didn't get injured at some point on that team? It was ridiculous. So we had high expectations for the Grizzlies. I know I definitely had them as like a top 4 team in the West.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you supposed to do about all that? What that's out of your control. So the season does not count.
Yeah, I put who played. Because like the amount of different players who ended up on this Grizzlies roster throughout the season, like when we went to the game, when they were announcing the players who were starting, I was like, I recognize Jared Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, okay, I'm good a bit of a nerd, so I kind of did know like Lamar Stevens or whatever. I knew some
Yeah,
of those, but like starting, damn. Like, damn,
crazy.
you know? So who played this year for the Grizzlies? Because
Mm.
they didn't have like a record like amount of injuries or something like that.
They definitely did. I wish I knew the number.
Crazy scenes from the Grizzlies, bro. But this season, like I think yours is better. This season doesn't count or don't count because we know next season when they're fully healthy, they are dangerous. They are very, very
This
dangerous.
this West is just so good. And
Man,
I want to bounce off that for teams that are also gonna be dangerous.
yeah.
Because my title for the Houston Rockets was next season.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be so freaking good, man.
Yeah.
And like I know like when I compare them like to the Magic are ahead of them now, but the Rockets they like are at the pace they're supposed to be at. Like the Rockets would never be like a top 4 seed like the Magic are. But next
Yeah.
season they're gonna be like just as good as them because like they're gonna have more picks to work with and they're young guys. They just keep taking the steps you want to see them take. The future is so bright for the Houston Rockets. I have so much stock in them.
Facts. I agree. I put have another one. Now that might be confusing,
Yeah,
but
elaborate, please.
I'll elaborate. Are we gonna act like Jalen Green post being a father didn't just turn into Kobe?
Real. Oh my God.
No.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
the new meta.
Mhm.
Jalen Green, just have a kid at the start of the season, and then you'll be fine the rest of the season. Like I said.
Real.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But that was just funny. That's why I made that. But
I like it.
but like you said, yo, the future is bright. They have a lot of draft capital. They got a
Mm.
lot of good young players. Like I couldn't even figure out who I wanted them to draft because they have a player at like damn near each position.
Yeah.
Uh, but like Sengun took that leap. He could have been an all-star this year. Jalen
Mm.
Green had a phenomenal second half of the season. Like if he can
Mm.
be that consistent next year, they're
Yeah.
and then like Cam Whitmore,
Amen
Thompson,
Thompson.
even like the older guys like Fred, I don't think he'll fall off a
Yeah.
cliff. I think he'll still be a solid point guard. And then Dylan Brooks, he was really good to start the season, then he kind of went back down to earth.
Yeah.
But he still is a good solid player to have on the team because of his defensive impact. Jabari Smith, he's good too. People sleep on Jabari Smith. It's
Yeah.
kind of sad, but
This
he's
team's
really
so
good
good.
too.
I love this team. I can't say it enough how much I love this team.
Yeah,
The
it's
things I
yeah.
would do for like my Bulls to be in a scenario like this, man.
I can't say anything, but yeah, I can understand why you feel that way.
Yeah.
I can understand why you feel that way.
But Everton, you should let's talk about your team.
All right, OKC. I picked.
Yes, we did it. We did it.
Is
Me
that
and
what you want to be?
Everton had the same word.
Go
Quit
ahead.
playing. Quit play. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. But that was my word.
Okay. I'm glad you were locked in because
Yeah.
I was like, man, what do I want to put here? And I'm like, it only makes sense for me to start barking. So,
Yeah.
um, all in all, bro, as an OKC fan, this was such a good year. Like, number one seed in this Western Conference.
Mhm.
That means something. SGA took an MVP type leap. Giddy, while the first half of the season was a little
A little childish. Yeah, I'm hilarious. I
I'm
know.
so mad that was so perfect.
Thank you.
But he started playing better later on this season.
Mhm.
J-Dub took an most improved player type leap. Now he didn't win it.
He took an all-star leap.
Low exactly. And then Chet, yo, I don't care what you say. Wemby, you did your thing. Obviously, a clear rookie of the year. But Chet, I'm just glad I saw not only that I saw him play this year, but like he showed great things this year. Like I wasn't sure what to expect from him this year, honestly, but he went out there and showed a lot this year. I'm just excited for the future. And the
Yeah.
rest of the team, like we have so many, bro. Our team is like low key deep, low key.
No, it is. And it's only gonna get deeper with the amount of draft capital you guys have. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so Everton is living lavish.
Yeah.
Let's go to teams that aren't living as lavish because I have a lot of what the fucks that are coming up soon. And we're gonna start with the Phoenix Suns. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
People generally thought Bradley Beal was gonna make this a championship team.
I don't know who thought. Okay, yeah.
Too many people. Way too many people. Yeah, so you pair him with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, two guys that like to score the ball with the ball in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
You pair that with no defense, no passing, no rebounding, no depth. What the fuck was the plan heading into the season? Like
I don't even
this
know.
season, like you can just title us jersey sales because that's really all Phoenix was cooking for was just trying to make a quick buck and call it a day. And that's what
Mhm.
they did. And that's why they're about to be a sweep in the first round. And Anthony Edwards is going to keep DXing on them.
Yeah, literally. I put for them. I actually really like this one too. Brooklyn Nets question mark.
Dude, they
I
might
say
be
that
worse. They actually might be worse.
now. I don't even mean the current Brooklyn Nets. I'm saying
I know what Nets you mean. You mean the
uh,
KD, Harden, Kyrie days.
that's exactly what I mean. But this actually might be worse because at least with those Nets teams, they legitimately could have won a championship if it wasn't for injuries. Let's just be honest. They could have literally won a chip. But with this team, it's like, what was the plan here? Like
Mhm.
you have three stars, right? So I don't know if Bradley. I guess Bradley Beal's still a star. No, okay.
That
Um,
star is faded.
faded, right? You have two top 15 players for sure. Katie
Mm,
and definitely two,
100%.
right? The rest of the roster is just kind of a squad. This is a squad, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so for the people who are expecting it to be contenders or championship contenders, let's get real. I get it. You have Katie and Book, so I might give you a little bit of a pass. But if you look at the rest of the roster, come on, man. Come on. Be serious
Dude,
right now.
Grayson Allen doesn't move the needle for you.
Like, what? And the thing is, he actually had a really good season.
I know he was incredible. Like I'm not I cannot well, I can't crap on him as a Bulls fan, but like he low key hooped.
He did, man, but it didn't even matter. Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it every time I talk about the Suns. Kata Bates Dia.
Yeah.
You don't wanna not. Come on. Be serious right now.
This team was a joke.
Literally a
And
meme.
what
Meme
piss
squad.
yeah, what no really pisses me off.
Who?
So I kind of blame this on the fact that like I didn't believe in the Timberwolves too much. But I genuinely thought it was gonna be a 6-7 game series. I genuinely believed it.
I did too. We both did. We literally both did. We
Yeah,
both did.
the rare 5-out L take.
It's okay. It happens to the
Like,
best of us.
you can't shoot 100%.
You can't, bro. Hey, look.
95% not bad though.
Stephen A went on like a 6-year run where he got the finals picks wrong. So
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
get one wrong.
And he also thinks Quentin Grimes is still on the Knicks, so that says a lot about him. As a
Ah,
Knicks fan.
that's insane. I'm not gonna lie. As a Knicks fan too, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But let's talk about another team, Everton. We got a lot to work with.
Um, uh, you know what? Let's go with the Clippers.
Nice.
For them, I put it's not 2019.
I thought that's awesome. I love
Like,
that.
not to say that they don't have a chance to win anything, but like all I've been seeing some people say is, yo, if this was 2019, this would be the greatest team of all time. Well, brother, it's 2024.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This team's gonna go
Like
so hard in 2K, guys.
literally, like, oh, I could go make a YouTube video about like, oh yeah, let's put the prime Clippers in the NBA right now. Doesn't matter. It's not real life.
Uh-huh.
Um, they're still a contending level team, right? But when you have three guys who, let's just be honest, don't show up in the playoffs. I mean, Russ had 1 point yesterday. And I think the PG, Russ, and Kawhi all combined for 17 points. I think something like that, some crazy number like that. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Yeah, it was.
The Paul George agendas are coming, boys. Be ready for the Clippers get knocked out. I might do a whole solo segment just for the shit of it.
Oh my
Most
God.
overrated player of all time. Play that theme song. Play that theme song.
Oh man. Hey, it's a good theme song. It's a good theme song.
It is well. My title for the Clippers season was just LOL. Just so many players I don't like, and I knew this was gonna be a shit show, and it ended up being a shit show. There's not really much more. Like it's not even a what the fuck. This is just LOL. Like I laugh at this team. I know it's hard for me to laugh as a team as a Bulls fan because like shut up nerd, but like I'm just a natural hater, and I hate this Clippers team
Yeah.
with like a passion, and so the Mavericks gonna bounce them. I feel bad for Ty Lue because they paired Ty Lue with Kawhi Leonard and a bunch of dorks.
Yeah, you are definitely a natural born hater.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Clippers, lol is probably the best way to go about it. It's just lol, what happened?
LOL, who cares? But we'll be a little nicer now.
Okay, talk to
For the
me.
Spurs, I just titled it Wemby.
Yeah, that was probably the best.
I don't think there's another outlying like a take you can take about the Spurs this season. There's Victor Wembanyama's here, and your team sucks, but yet you guys are still considered like a serious playoff team just because you have that man next season. Not this
Yeah,
season, of course, but
nah, but for me, I put that's your guy, and that's literally
hmm
what Embiid. That's your guy. Like I feel like for this season, say what you want about them being literal dog shit. They found their guy. Like they found the guy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Um, and this is a generational one right here too. So I feel like for the Spurs, hey, you found your guy, act accordingly. Simple as
yes,
that.
sir.
You know.
Well, Everton, I'm gonna need you to solo this next one because my computer needs a charge, so I gotta grab my charger. But talk about whatever team, and then just catch me up when I get back.
All right. Okay, I got you. I'll
Much
pick one.
appreciated.
I got you. My next team, I think I'm gonna just roll with the Nuggets because there's not a lot to say bad per se about the Nuggets. And for the Nuggets, I got what changed. Like I remember people were like, "Oh, the Nuggets lost their role players, this and that, and the third." But dude, it literally didn't matter. They ended up still being pretty much as dominant as they were previously. And at the end of the day, they're still the favorites. Like they're still the favorite. They still have their core four, basically five, whatever you want to say. Jokic, Jamal, Aaron Gordon, and MPJ. I feel like as long as they have those four with solid role players, they're gonna always kind of be a contender. So I'm gonna just roll with what changed.
Oh my God, we were almost the same.
What's yours?
What's new?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, just one more was like this is what the expectation is for the Denver Nuggets now. Like they're just the elite of the elite. The team's gonna stay together for eternity. It's just this will always be the expectation. Nothing's gonna change. It's like, yeah, what's
Oh.
this is just the Denver Nuggets. They're gonna be trailing by 10, 15 points, make the comeback, win the game.
They're kind of like Bayer Leverkusen at this point. What the hell?
Dude, I was gonna say that for the Miami Heat when it comes to the playoffs, like that voodoo magic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but the Leverkusen like extra time is no joke.
It's not. Hey, 90 plus what? Game over. They're gonna tie
Mhm.
it up or something, bro. It's crazy.
And I thought Madrid was a scary team with that.
Somebody said Madrid has to play Leverkusen so we could see something for real.
Dude, that'd be the greatest extra time the world has ever witnessed.
Literally. Oh my God.
The
I'll be
first 89 minutes might be boring, but like
those last 5 extra minutes. Crazy.
special.
Yeah.
Well, back to hating.
Yeah. Okay.
Sacramento Kings. Mid? The mid watch is here, and we need to talk about it because this is just like they had one fun season and they only play offense, they don't play defense, and they had a regression on offense. And
Mhm.
they refused to make a move for another star player. Like they had every chance in the world to add Siakam to this roster, and they didn't. And like really, in all honesty, what stars are really going to be available for a trade this offseason?
That they can legitimately get. I don't know,
Even legitimately good. Like the stars aren't really on the board, maybe outside of D Mitch.
but they're not
So
getting deep.
this team is going to go back to back seasons without making a trade. And trust me, as a Bulls fan, I know how it can fuck you up. It can do
Yeah.
bad things. So the Kings, Get the diamond tester out.
Hey, for mine, I put, where's your offense? Because at least, right, their whole thing last year was high powered offense, high powered offense. They were mid offensively this year. And we already know they don't play no damn defense. So that was already a give me or a gimme. So they look, this is what happens when you bank on all offense. And if your offense doesn't stay top, you're not gonna stay top, you know?
Mhm.
So I think this is just a scenario where they had a whole thing. And I don't know if they went away from that thing or something, but look, if you're going to be a high powered offense, you got to be a high powered offense. You can't just on paper say you are and then end up being what 13th. Come on,
Yeah, ridiculous. Move on from that shit show of a team and keep
literally.
hating. Trailblazers, ass. This team's a joke. This team has nothing going for them. I know you got Scoot and all these young guys, but you got a bunch of guards. You can't make it work. Your head coach sucks. DeAndre Ayton exists. Matthias Thybulle there for some reason. Jeremiah Grant is like 32 now. Get him out of there. This team is nothing. This team is nothing. It's embarrassing. Malcolm Brogdon should have been traded ages ago. This team has nothing going for them. Their one bright spot was supposed to be Scoot Henderson, and man, did he shit.
Two.
The Dookie Henderson, there's nothing going for this team. So, especially the Spurs were so bad throughout all the season. The fact that Trailblazers finished worse than them is crazy to me.
Insane. Insane. For the Blazers, I put American Dad because hold on.
Okay.
Because I think during Christmas, DeAndre Ayton was in an episode because I guess
Oh, yeah,
you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a DeAndre Ayton TV skit. Of course, I'm gonna forget it. And the girl said, "But that was my favorite player."
I don't know, like, yeah, she was like, yeah, my favorite player, DeAndre Ayton. I'm like, DeAndre Ayton? Let's be honest, that's just the only player they could afford to get on
No,
there.
no, actually, dude, I'm just saying though, if I'm like about to like hang out with a girl, go on a date or whatnot, and she tells me her favorite basketball player is DeAndre Ayton, I'm going back home. I've known you been with a couple people, if you know who DeAndre Ayton is.
Yeah, he's like, how do you know DeAndre Ayton? One,
Yeah,
but
that's
two,
like,
hey,
yeah, I'm saying that's like when a girl starts throwing alley oops against you in 2K.
hey, like, who taught you to do
Yeah,
that?
she tell you this, I'm going home.
So for me, right, my big thing, this is why Family Guy's better. I know Family Guy wouldn't have had DeAndre Ayton.
Oh hell no.
They would have Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no question. Ain't no question.
No question, bro. But yeah, the reason why I put American Dad is I honestly don't remember anything else this team did this season outside of that moment. Honestly, I wanted to do the whole DeAndre couldn't find a way to get out of his house thing, but I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out a way to minimize that to 3 words. I was gonna be like, oh, maybe I could have been like, he can't leave. But regardless,
Mm.
I like the American Dad thing. It was
Mm.
just funny to me, to be
Well,
honest.
well, can I bounce off the pretty much not remembering anything?
Yeah.
For the Utah Jazz, my title was Watch Zero Games. Who tuned
Yeah.
in for Utah Jazz basketball this year?
We pretty much had the same thing. I put who cares?
No, actually, who
Like,
cares?
who cares?
Like, it's not even worth talking. Like, we know they're mid. It's not even worth talking about. There is not like Lauri Markkanen's still my guy. I think he's the most underrated player in the NBA. And
Yeah.
then I guess Keontae George has been having like a good rookie season.
Colin Sexton is my guy
Yeah,
too.
dude. Like, I've heard so much hype about Keontae George. I can't tell you a strength of his. I'm so serious. I did not watch a Utah Jazz game. I didn't see a Utah Jazz highlight. Nothing. There's nothing noteworthy going on in Utah.
The only thing I remember is Chris Dunn getting like bitched by Luca. Literally all
That's
I remember.
that's crazy season to highlight. But
Like exactly.
Utah has no seasoning and explains a lot with their fan base.
There was another word I was gonna use, but I didn't want to,
We didn't want to pull
call
that one out
anybody
just
yet.
yet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Everton, we got 3 teams left, and
Okay.
they're all currently in the playoffs. So we can end on like some high notes.
Let's go Lakers.
Okay.
I put play-in merchants.
Real.
Look, the play-in has existed for like 4 years, and these dudes have been in the play-in 3 of those 4 years, bro.
You wonder who else has been?
The Pelicans. Is it
Oh,
the Pelicans?
the Bulls.
Oh shit. Damn.
We run that shit. Quit playing.
Y'all,
You
y'all,
you see what I did there? Quit playing.
yeah, I just realized.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, the Lakers are playing merchants. Why do y'all
100%.
being in the plan every year? Why do y'all stress your fan? I should have put fans heart attack because
Uh-huh.
I've never seen a Lakers game that doesn't pretty much put people on edge every single game, bro.
Hmm.
Like this team on paper shouldn't be a play-in team, realistically. But
Yeah.
people say, hey, they're the best offseason. They're gonna be the best team in the West. No. No, they will
No, no.
not. But at the end of the day, playing merchants, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to one I've said a couple times, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Best offseason in the history of the sport. LeBron James, got Anthony Davis. Life's good. This team was so bad at some points. But dude, the in-season tournament,
Oh, I forgot I should have put
yeah,
that.
the Lakers got me a little worried. I'm not because I love the in-season tournament, but if you're gonna win this, and this is what your team's gonna turn into. I'm nervous
Yeah, facts.
because the
You
Lakers fell off so hard after that
know,
tournament.
oh my gosh. Honestly, when they won the tournament, my first thought was, I wonder what the correlation is gonna be like between like in-season tournament and like how
Hmm.
you actually like ending your season. So be curious to see how that looks for the next few years.
Yeah, shaky stuff indeed. But Lakers downfall, I'm always here for it. Never being the Nuggets.
Hey, I'm always down for it too.
So
Trust.
two teams. I'm gonna go to the Pelicans next.
All right.
Trade time. It is time to make a trade. I mean, because they have great assets to work with.
Yeah.
But after watching without Zion, what Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum and Jonas Valanciunas contribute to the game of basketball, this team will like. This is what hurts. I don't want to say this because I love so many teams or so many players on this team. They
Mhm.
could fall in the mid if a trade doesn't happen
Yeah,
because
they can't.
Zion's a dog, Herb's a
Yeah.
dog, and Trey Murphy needs to start next season. So that's why
Hey.
I'm so serious. Brandon Ingram needs to be off this team.
Mm.
He's having a disaster class, and Trey Murphy, like his perimeter defense is incredible. He can still get you a bucket. CJ McCollum's so poopy stinky. And I see so many things where like with Jonas Valanciunas, it's like training wheels. Like, yeah, you can ride the bike, but you gotta actually take the training wheels off to be like serious.
Yeah.
And they just take advantage of him as a center. Like it's embarrassing. And so if you want to build around Zion, now is the time to make the trade. It's now.
I'm not mad at that at all. I put point forward Zion because this is really the season he became a point forward. Like he did it a little bit last season, but him playing as many games as he did this season and starting to get into that role a lot more
Mhm.
really showed me something. Really showed me something about Zion that like, man, this dude staying healthy, he would be so clear like top 10. I feel like damn near
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, I think embracing that point forward Zion is definitely going to be something they should look into. I think excuse me. I like the trade idea. I feel like Trey Murphy, I don't want to say has made Brandon Ingram expendable, but you can make the argument the ascension of Trey Murphy because Trey Murphy, man, he is a dog, bro. Like
Mhm.
he can score, play defense. He's got a long wingspan. Like he's got the build to be a prototype like wing, you know?
Yeah.
And for Ingram, one, you get a lot. You could get a decent return for a guy like Brandon Ingram
Mhm.
to make this roster make more sense. So I'm not mad at your take. And yeah, I think embracing point forward Zion is definitely going to be something they should look into doing for the near future.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is a chain about to be snatched?
Hey, hey, don't get your chain snatched, Brandon Ingram.
Don't let it happen. And
Your
this team
chain.
really, I said with the Magic, this team desperately needs a point guard because like CJ McCollum's always been a two. I don't know why they still have him doing point guard minutes. It's kind of ridiculous.
He's not a one, bro. Not naturally.
Not at all. But that leaves us with one team left, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. And my title was "It's time."
Yeah.
You've had Luca, but you've had so many underwhelming teams. It's like, oh, when's it gonna be our time to compete? It's now. This is the best roster they've ever had, and they could still make a couple additions, getting some defenders. But this is the team that is going to be Luca's best odds to win a championship. I'm not saying it has to be this season, but it's time to start seeing the Mavericks as, oh yeah, they're the upper echelon of the league.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta see them, hey, make a conference finals run, to be honest. Go do that.
Mm,
But yeah, for me, I put dark horse because I know you have the Nuggets and the Celtics or whatever, but this is a dark horse, like championship level team, like for sure.
mm,
And not even just this year, but like you said, for the near future, they keep a squad like this, they are gonna be dangerous because
mm.
there's some young guys on the team. Like people don't really talk about it, but the Mavs got some decently young people. Like I know Kyrie's a bit up there in age and like Tim Hardaway Jr. or whatever, but like you got a guy like Luca who's what, like 24 maybe,
Yeah.
right? Derek Lively's a rookie.
Mm.
Gafford is not crazy old. I think he's maybe like 26 or something
Yeah.
like that. PJ Washington again, the guy who's probably like what 25 or some shit. I don't
Hmm.
know. And then like, damn, Josh Green. You know, I know this dude doesn't play, but that other dude, Maxine Oliver Prosper. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The prospect, who knows, he's young, so
Hmm.
that's one guy to look out for. So yeah, all in all, like this team is relatively young, so they could be here for a few years. Scary scenes. I think they're a dark horse.
And they have the build for a championship team. You have a top three player in the league. You have arguably the best second option in the league. You have like athletic freaks surrounding them. Just
Yep.
maybe a legit defender away.
Yeah, exactly. Legit, like all defense level defender away from probably being like a really like upper echelon contender.
So that's 30 teams down where we're given one word to describe their season. A lot of fun. I can't wait. Next season, we gotta do a preview one title of how we think team seasons are
Yeah,
gonna go. That'll be a
I,
lot of fun.
I agree for sure. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, so the vibes are good. Who's ready to ruin them? Because I
Let's do it.
love ruining my vibes. We're returning to a segment I love, but it's not gonna be fun for me. Because we're doing
Okay.
5 out GM, but we are gonna attempt, keyword is attempt, to rebuild the Chicago Bulls. How this works is we have this offseason to try and make a future somewhat for the team. Try and make them a contender, tank for a rebuild, you name it. Let's see what we're gonna do. For a little bit of a quick recap, if this surprised you, the Bulls had a mid record again. They were 39 and 43, no playoffs, currently 80 million in debt.
Damn.
Mhm. Everton, what's exciting about this team?
Kobe White.
Yep. Now we're moving on already. That's all I needed to hear. So Everton, when you were making your plans for how you would want this offseason to go, what was like your intent? Like what was your goals?
Honestly, call spade a spade. This is gonna pretty much cover my whole entire argument. Take for Cooper Flag. Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
like, and not even just him. Like, there's a couple of guys in this upcoming draft, like Ace Bailey, Dylan
Mhm.
Harper. Like, but Cooper Flag, yo, Cooper Flag in Chicago would feed families.
Would
Just
move
saying.
mountains.
Move mountains, bro. Like, I think they should go for a full rebuild. Keep Kobe. Keep
Yeah,
Kobe. Everybody else, you can trade them.
yeah. So
Honestly.
as me and Everton have talked about like in the episodes we've done for this before,
Yeah.
we try and keep it somewhat realistic. You can't keep it super realistic, so we try
Yeah.
not to make a bunch of trades. I made a
Yeah.
lot more trades than I normally do because the Bulls they need to blow it up. They have to.
Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
So Everton, you ready to attempt to fix this shithole?
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
My first question for you is Billy Donovan coming back?
So here's a problem. I feel like if you want to go full tank, you could keep Billy Donovan because he's like a coach. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? But if you want to like bring in a new coach to have a new face from like make the team so bad to where it's like it doesn't really matter what kind of coach he got. I like a Sam Cassell.
You're my fucking guy, Everton. You are my fucking guy. This is why our podcast is so boring because we never disagree.
You have Sam Cassell too?
You can't
Dang.
read it, but yeah, that's Sam Cassell on that paper.
Wow.
I think that's the dream hire for the Bulls
Yes, I
because
think so.
you have an NBA winner as a player and a coach, and the Bulls need that type of atmosphere in the locker room so bad. And he's had his time. Like it's not like a coach first hire right off the back and be a head coach. He's
Yeah.
had the chance to learn under some fantastic Celtics coaching staffs.
Yep.
I think that'd be huge. So that was also my hire. I
Damn.
can't believe that. That's such a random one to pull, Everton. What the
I know.
hell?
The thing is, because I looked through and I'm like, I can't keep picking some ex head coach like Kenny Atkinson and Mike
Yeah.
D'Antoni. So I'm like, let me look into some other things. And I thought, okay, Sam Cassell, he has been an assistant coach for some time, and he's won some things. He's got some high IQ. I've heard stories that he's helped develop like Tyrese Maxey or
Mm,
whatever. So I'm like, if he can help Tyrese Maxey, he could probably help Kobe White too.
mm,
And I think he'd be a fresh new face. And here's the other thing. When teams hire ex NBA players, NBA to some degree, but like instantly their other players are gonna like respect him because like, oh, you played in the league, so I gotta respect you to some degree. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? I think Sam Cassell, he might not look the greatest, but he's gonna be a good coach. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what the big thing is if you were to bring Billy Donovan back for another year, you get a high pick, let's say it is Cooper Flag, and then you fire Billy Donovan. The team has no identity, so you're kind of a hard spot. So that's why I
Yeah.
think the Bulls, like, yeah, this next season, if you commit to a full tank, it's not going to go well. But at least you
Mhm.
have some sort of identity being built that you can like actually start working on. You don't want to completely start off fresh with a new rookie and a new coach. I think that's never a tandem that really works out. So that's why this offseason I would bring in Sam Cassell as well.
I agree. Hey, well, obviously I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it. Damn, we
Mhm.
have the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
love that. I love that. But Bulls, they have a cap issue we got to figure out. And we have some free agents coming up. Lonzo's a
Mhm.
player option for $21 million for some reason. DeMar DeRozan's going to be a free agent. Pat Will's going to be restricted. And Andre Drummond's going to be a free agent. What's happening, Everton? Who's leaving? Who's staying? What are you doing?
So obviously, I think Lonzo Ball is going to probably pick up his player option.
You'd
So
be
there's not,
stupid not to.
yeah, there's not much we could do to stop that. So I guess unless we trade him, but
Mm,
that's another thing we'll talk about soon. Uh, DeRozan, look, I know they've hinted at re-signing him. I don't even hate DeMar DeRozan. I actually love DeMar DeRozan. He's one of my
yeah,
favorite players, but you can't re-sign him. Like, really, you just can't. Like, I think he could be a good player for another team. I think you just let him go do that. Like,
yeah.
get him off the books. Don't give him no $40 million a year. Do
For
not do that.
multiple seasons.
Don't do that. Oh my God. And let him walk. Just let him go join some other team. I don't know, whatever. But
Mm,
don't re-sign him. No disrespect to him, but no.
okay.
And then Patrick Williams. Look, if you can get Patrick Williams back for like 10 million a season or whatever, I won't stop you.
Yeah,
But do not, and I repeat, do not give him no $200 million contract that he's expecting. If the Bulls ever do that,
it's over.
it's
Making like double Kobe White.
literally like no, please do not make that dumb move. So unless you get him for really cheap, honestly, you can let Patrick Williams walk too.
Mm,
Honestly. And then Andre Drummond, look, if I wasn't going full tank, I'd say even re-sign him because he's actually a really good backup center. Like
yeah,
honestly. But if we're going full tank, no point in keeping him on this team, if I'm being completely honest with you.
yeah.
So I'd say let him walk too, unless you really want to re-sign him just to flip him to get assets for him. Sure,
Mm.
but I'd say honestly, just let him walk.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I'll get into my opinions. Drummond, I'm letting him walk. He should be on a championship contender already, so I'm letting him leave.
Mm,
Patrick Williams, I am resigning. I think he has a humble sandwich coming his way. I'm not giving him 200 million, and I don't think anybody in the league is. I think he's gonna get like a 10, $15 million contract, which is something I can live with.
me
So
too.
that's why I think he'll be back.
Yeah.
Then DeMar, I'm re-signing him, but it's a sign and trade.
Oh, okay. See
Because
that?
I want at least a little bit of value. I'm not letting him walk for free. Get out of here.
Yeah. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
But here's what I was trying to figure out because now I'm gonna transition into trades. What team is realistically gonna get Tamar? Because it's gonna be an expensive contract. It's gonna be hard to work out with, and a lot of contenders they may be looking against it.
Mm,
So here was my thinking, Everton.
okay.
Some teams just like to remain mid. Some teams think they're gonna be a contender for some reason and might be willing to do this trade because they want to build something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, let's give the Brooklyn Nets a call. Because there's a team that thinks they can compete and they have a contract that can make it work. So DeMar's trade value isn't the highest. Like I'm not getting multiple first round picks in a young player.
No.
So I'm taking on the worst contract in basketball because there's gonna be one season left on it.
Oh, I know exactly what contract you're talking about, but I like it.
For DeRozan, give me Ben Simmons, give me Noah Clowney, and give me the 2025 Suns first round pick. Because the Suns might be sneaky bad next year.
Low key a sleeper.
Yeah, so you have a young player that you can give some minutes, see if there's anything going for it. I mean, he wasn't a high pick, expectations aren't too high, but maybe there's a shot in the dark. You get that.
Yeah.
You take on the worst contract in basketball, but there's only one season left on it, so you can let it walk after this. So you just take the cap hit for one season, and you have another first round pick next year. Because if the Bulls decide to be mid, if there's not picks 1 through 10, it's San Antonio's pick. So I'm making sure we suck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wasting no picks. So if we can get 2 first round picks next year for a potential trade up as well. Give me it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. I like the Ben Simmons thing because yeah, it might be like, why the hell would you want Ben Simmons? But one, if we're trying to tank, Ben Simmons is like the perfect dude to have us tank.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna look, he can fool us and be like, oh, you know what? Y'all saw the off-season videos? He's gonna be
Yeah.
good. If we start him and he's ass, fine. BS.
BS.
Like it
Don't
doesn't matter.
play 18 games. I'm gonna go ahead. Get
He
your
is that
payday, call it a day. And
whatever
the
because
thing
he'll
is,
be
like,
gone
the Brooklyn Nets suck, but they think they're great. And like, oh, let's get a second option for Mikal Bridges.
and let it be DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Oh God, the
So
Nets.
it's match made in heaven.
Yeah, we can hey take advantage of the Nets. Hey, I can't be mad at it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to hop on that while I can. Everton, any trades that you have at the moment? I have a couple more that'll be cooking up, but because I think trades are a necessity this offseason.
I still think the Lakers are gonna want to trade for Zach LaVine. I know it
I
doesn't
like
make
that.
sense. Ironically, it doesn't really. But here's the thing with the Lakers: they have this weird infatuation with wanting a third star.
Yeah.
Oh, so I feel like we could get something in return for Zach from the Lakers. Now, is it gonna be something great? I don't think so, honestly speaking. But we might have to take on, a contract. Now, looking at the Lakers situation, there's not a lot. Like, I don't think they're gonna give us Austin Reeves because he's 25 years old
No.
and he's 6 years old. They might give us Rui, which I wouldn't be mad about a Rui.
Not at
Like
all.
he'll be mid and his contract isn't terrible, terrible. Um, D'Lo would have to be a sign and trade, and I don't want to give D'Lo a long-term deal. I'll keep it a medium.
No.
I would be cool getting Jalen Hood Schifino because he's a young
Mhm.
player. Even if he's terrible, why not? We're trying to tank. Um, and then that's the problem, the contract, because this nigga Zach makes 40 some million dollars.
It's ridiculous. It was very hard to find a trade.
God, man, like I'm seeing Rui, I'm seeing Jay Hood. I'm trying to find another like sizable contract to kind of throw in there. I mean, Gabe Vincent.
Wale, we're finished.
Yeah, but I mean, again, he's a good player to have for a tank job.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So I guess a Gabe Vincent wouldn't hurt. And then, ugh. A lot of these dudes are 1 years too. It
Mhm.
might have to be Louis, J Hood, Gabe Vincent, and they're not giving us a pick, to be
Yeah, but
honest.
here's what I'm worried about for the Lakers in that situation. If they already had like depth issues, would they be willing to give up that many players for Zach LaVine?
Again, like I said, they have this
Mm.
weird infatuation with wanting a third star.
I
It
like it.
always, no matter what, their team might actually make sense, and they're like, "Nah, I want a third star." So
Yeah.
as crazy as that is, I would not put it past them to want Zach
Mm.
LaVine because of we want a third star, we want a third star, we
Yeah.
want a third. You know, so I'm gonna go with that trade. It's not perfect in like terms of everything making sense, but yeah,
Well, I went to another team in California.
the Warriors.
No, I went to the Kings
Mhm.
because the Kings need to make a trade, and there's a chance Malik Monk may not be back.
Ooh, okay,
So
okay,
I
yeah.
feel like they would need a player like Levine. You can even bring Monk back. Like you can still make it work.
Mhm.
But they have two bad contracts. Give give me Harrison Barnes, give me Kevin Huerter, and give me a 2024 second.
I've literally
That-
made that trade in 2K before. That's crazy.
That's hilarious, but it's mid. They have a couple years on their contracts, but even like towards the end, they could be trade assets as well.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. I'll take the cap hit, and we'll still like make 4 million off it, getting rid of Levine's 40 million.
Mhm. And
So
plus, if they play well enough, we might be able to raise their value because we're gonna be tanking.
yeah,
So
exactly.
Barnes, go average like 20, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, yo, go hoop, go hoop.
What
So
you
that's
gotta
the
do.
trade I did,
Mhm. I like
and
that.
I have one more trade,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna transition into the draft as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna come back to it
Okay. Okay.
because the
Okay.
Bears, the Bulls, they still have pick 11 first.
Yeah.
Everton, who was your selection?
So the thing is, it's so hard to gauge who's gonna be at 11,
Yeah,
but I think the best pick for them is Missy, bro,
I like it.
because we need a defensive big. I know Vooch is still there, but we need a young defensive big, and I think he's a really good pick there. Because
Mm,
I don't know, Clingan would obviously be the best option, but I doubt he's gonna be there at 11.
mm.
Could go Zach Edey, but that might be a little high at 11. And then if you maybe you could drop Kyle Filipowski, bro.
Shut up. Stop talking. Yeah. So unfortunately, since I wanted to keep it somewhat realistic, with Vooch still being here, I don't think they're drafting his predecessor until he's gone.
Mm,
So I went a little bit of a different route, and I went my one of my favorite sleepers in this draft, and that's John Salon.
mhm.
6'9", freaky athletic. I started watching him tape. He can actually shoot the ball as well.
Mm.
So I think that'd be a great forward to get there, and like it's the highest upside in the draft.
Yeah, it
Give me.
is.
I know the Bulls aren't known for developing players, but man, give me the chance. Give me the chance. He can do a little bit of everything. I feel like I'm drafting Patrick Williams again, but I think he has a better frame than Patrick Williams does, and I think he's a better. Patrick Williams never really had a shot and wasn't that like he's still a little bit athletic, but he's not as athletic as Solana is. And
Mhm.
hey, if we can get a Giannis that can shoot the ball, I'll take the Giannis that can shoot the ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's an
Mm.
insane. But I like yours because at least he's a potential guy. Like he probably has more potential than Messi or whatever. However you
Yeah,
say. I think
using the
Messi
C.
kind of like I because I want them to get a defensive big. I'll keep it a bean.
Yeah,
Uh,
so bad.
so bad, but like that's true. Vooch still being there might make, but you know he doesn't have to start because I feel like Vooch will
Mm.
be gone within the next year or two anyways.
Oh,
So you
in
can
my
bring
world,
it
he's
to
gone next season.
or that right,
Yeah.
and if he's gone next season, start Messi right away.
Mm.
But I like the Salon pick because he got the most highest upside.
Mm.
Now if it ends up being terrible, that's why we're taking for Cooper Flag.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Trust.
Trust. So
And I
yeah,
think with this that I can move Patrick Williams to 3 as well for a season because I kind of hate seeing him play as a power forward because he just isn't good at it. So I'm trying to get his more natural fit. So I think that'd be a nice thing.
yeah, I
But
agree.
I think the Bulls get back in the first round because there's one player we were talking about a little bit earlier. The Dallas Mavericks are dying for a defender. So I think for Caruso, they'll give us 21 and Josh Green.
I agree. I like that. Yeah, because he's first round pick, like like
Teams are offering multiple firsts.
value. Yeah, exactly. So we
Yeah,
could
and the
definitely
Mavericks, they're so desperate for a defender. If they can bring in a Caruso, they're legit. So I think they make that move.
yeah.
And the Bulls, they figure out this method with Ayo Dosunmu. Draft the hometown guys that come out of Illinois. And Terrence Shannon Jr. will be a fantastic six man for his style play. He's just going to get you a bucket off the bench.
Yep.
And I'll take that. Keep the method going. And so that's going to be my six man next year. And getting a six man at pick 25, so I think is kind of nuts. But Terrence Shannon is NBA ready.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I know some allegations and some stuff has made his draft stock tank a little bit.
Still a good player.
I'm going to capitalize on it.
Look, hey, sometimes if things never happen, then the player just keeps playing. What are you gonna do?
Mm.
You know, so I would know. I would know. But yeah, I like that idea because I do think Caruso getting traded is you have to do it. As
Yeah,
much as we
there's
love
no
him,
point of keeping him. Like,
no point. Especially if you're trying to tank, he no.
yeah, he ruined
So
the tank.
exactly. So I feel like trading him and getting a late first rounder plus maybe even some other first rounders.
Yeah.
Can't complain there.
Uh-huh.
For the future, of course. Is definitely a beneficial move for probably both teams, whoever because the other team I would assume would be a contender who's looking for a defender,
It's gonna 100% be a contender.
right? And then we're looking for some other asset or other players to draft. Sure, why not? Why not
Mhm.
get a lower pick and trade or draft a guy like Terrence Shannon? So
Yeah, so that's a
I like,
risk I'm willing to take.
I like that idea.
So now let's look at this mid team I've assembled. This team that's ready to tank.
Okay.
Starting five, we have Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Williams, to John Salon, and then Nikola Vucevic.
Mm.
And then off the bench, we have Terrence Shannon Jr., Kevin Huerter, or wow, yeah, Josh Green or Harrison Barnes, Ben
Mhm.
Simmons, Noah Clowney. The defensive depth doesn't exist. Give it next season. Bulls aren't. We're not building a perfect roster next season. I think we all kind of realize that by now. So
Yeah.
I'm helping to tank for the future. And hey, there's some big men in this draft. Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag. That's what I'm saying. The whole lot. My whole philosophy was take for Cooper Flag
Mm.
because imagine Chicago with the Sky having Cardoza and Angel Reese, the Bears
Mm.
having Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze, the
Mm-hmm.
Blackhawks having Connor Bedard. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know much about baseball, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me something about
The
baseball.
Cubs have the ranked number one youth system in all of MLB. And PCA just went a home run. Michael Bush is going yard. All these young guys are hooping.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Bulls have Cooper Flag and
And Kobe
Kobe
White.
White. I was gonna say it. Trust. I was gonna say it. Cooper Flag,
Wouldn't life be good?
bro. And then the only bad team would be the White
White
Sox.
Sox. No one cares.
I kind of care,
No,
but
you
like
don't.
I don't care enough. If I care more about baseball, I would. But I'm a
Yeah.
Sox fan. But I'm only a Sox fan because I went to more Sox games. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I deep in the lore. So
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so that's my team. I mean, I'm pretty proud of the steps I've taken. Like, we still were able to cut some cap space and we're gonna have some expiring contracts, so we will have money to work with. And some of these contracts are still expendable because, they're a couple 20 millions rather than 140 million. So you can make some trades work out. So I think there's a somewhat of a like we're taking the next step for the future.
I think this is a really good setup. Like one for the future, but two, I really like the Sam Cassell hire with this roster, and then
Mm.
like the future of this roster. So, Chicago fans, let us cook.
Oh, Everton, can we get your roster real quick?
It's the same as yours.
Okay, just
Yeah,
the couple rookie changes.
couple rookie because I like your trades more than mine, to be honest. I would yeah. The only difference is Messi would be on the roster instead of Salon, but I guess with Messi, he wouldn't start, so he'd be off the bench. So I guess you probably end up having Williams at the 4,
Yeah.
really, and then probably like a Harrison Barnes at the 3.
Hmm.
You can flip flop whatever you want to do with those two, but yeah, I'd say relatively the same roster as yours.
Well, hopefully we cooked, and the future can hopefully be there for the Bulls one day.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit future. Let's talk a little bit present because we've seen a lot of the lottery picks, and so me and Everton are handing out our first ever report card. Yeah, professors in this bitch. Let's get this.
Do it. So we want to stop top to bottom or bottom to top?
We're gonna go top to bottom. And so Everton, with your grading system, were you basing it just off this season, or like was there still some future projections to go along with it?
Honestly, I went pretty much mostly this season. Maybe a little bit
Mm.
projection, but mostly this season. Mostly
Yeah,
just grading them on what I saw
yeah.
from them.
So like I would say I was like 95% this season, but some players their
Yeah,
grades are a little weird with projection. But I'll elaborate more on that why because it will make sense.
pretty much same. Pretty much same.
All right, let's get into this. Is there any other grade but an A plus for Victor Wembanyama?
Literally no. He was the easiest grade on this list for me,
Yeah.
honestly. A plus, no debate.
Honestly,
Literally no.
do we even need to talk about this? Like, do the listeners really need to know how good Wembanyama was?
I think they've heard enough.
Yeah, like,
We talked about him enough. The media's talking
yeah.
about him enough. If you're a basketball fan, you know about Victor
Mm.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, I already had him in the top half of my top 30 players in the NBA. So I think we know.
Yeah, we're aware that he's an A plus.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or
My
buts.
only question is, did he set the standard too high for an A plus, or are we gonna see some more A's in the future? So I think Wembanyama is a very high standard. Like I should have given him like an A plus plus.
Yeah, I think he's just too high standard. Like I feel
Yeah.
like there's gonna be other A plus seasons for rookies. They're just not Wemby, but that's not a
Mm.
diss to them. It's just
Yeah.
Wemby's just
So I will
Wemby.
be honest, I do have maybe one or two more A pluses, but I just want to make it clear. I know they're not at Wembanyama's level, but that's way too high of a standard to set. Like Wembanyama got like some extra credit to go along with it as well. So just remember that.
Yeah, I had one other A plus. The rest are kind of just B, C's, couple D's. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's go to Brandon Miller because that was actually my only other A plus.
You had A plus for Brandon Miller?
I do. Hey,
Okay.
if they're willing to build your franchise for you instead of LaMelo Ball, that's so impressive in my eyes. I thought Brandon Miller was awesome.
I had an A. I felt like A plus was a little but like A because one, when they drafted this man, those Hornets fans were sick.
Yeah.
They were like, oh no. And he ended up being a really good player. Like, honestly, damn near your most consistent player this season.
Mhm.
Let's just be honest. But I think not only just what he did this season, because he showed a lot this season. I think he was really good this season. I know Wemby and Chet kind of stole the limelight, but Brandon Miller's been really good this season.
Mhm.
Um, showing both ends of the ball too, showing great
Yeah.
athleticism and all that. And then a little projection for the future. Dude, he could literally be, let me not say his name because you might get upset. Paul
Don't say
George.
it. Don't ruin Brandon Miller for me, please.
Hey, that's his GOAT, right?
Mm. Don't ruin Brandon Miller for me, please. All right. Quick hating. Everton wanted to get me in the mood to hate, and that's perfect going to pick number 3.
That is perfect.
And I mean, I hated it a little bit, but I don't think I overhated. Like, it's not my worst grade, but I gave Scoot Henderson a C minus.
I gave him a D. Pause.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say pause for every time I say D, by the way,
Yeah.
but I give him a D, bro. I think the biggest thing for me is they said he was the most NBA ready, more NBA
Yeah.
ready than Wemby. And
His
I just
expectations were so high.
can't get past that, bro. I just
Mm.
can't. Like, I think he has some bright moments this season, a lot of lows. His lows were so low. I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie. His lows were really low. But he has some bright spots where I'm like, okay, he can still end up being a really good player. And I think he will be. And that's why I didn't give him an F, honestly.
Yeah.
I damn near was like, I could give this dude an F. But I'm
Mhm.
like, nah, I think he'll still end up being a good player. And I think he had some good moments. So I'll give him a D. But not enough to get him to up
It-
to a C for me.
I mean, he just cracked it probably like a 72% or something like that. But just the
Yeah.
thing is, like, the expectations were so high, but like I try not to think about the expectations setting this. I just wanted to look at like their season alone.
Mhm.
And it's just like the numbers, like they're okay. Like I can't complain too hard. And
Yeah.
like when I look at other rookies, I'm like, yeah, I can't put Scoot Henderson in the same caliber as some of these rookies. Like I still thought he could have made like all rookie second team. I still think that as well. It's just
Mhm.
he was supposed to be the second best guy in this draft, and it just was not that. So that's
No,
why I think that's a C minus in my eyes.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, that's fine.
So then we're gonna move on to Amen Thompson, and this is where I was bringing up a little bit of projection because I think my rating's a little low. I gave him a B plus.
Okay. I gave him a B, just flat B.
Wow.
Here's why.
I thought I
Like,
was low.
no, okay, here's the thing. I don't think he's a bad player. And I
Not at
think
all.
honestly, this season, he kind of got one of his injuries started off like he started off injury, stuff. But then like his minutes were weird, right?
Yeah.
He was playing behind another point guard.
Mm.
But when he was playing, I was like, yo, this dude's actually
Yeah.
good. The thing with me is the shooting. Is
So bad.
both of them. We'll get
Mm.
to the other guy obviously next.
Mm.
He
But
cannot
yeah.
shoot. And
So
the thing is, as
what's
a
up?
point guard,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I do
This
think he's a good player.
yeah,
Yes.
this is why I need to start talking. 'Cause I do give us a higher grade than I give Amen Thompson. But
Mm,
Amen Thompson was supposed to be a point guard, okay? And
mhm.
so let me talk about the strengths first before I dog in on him.
Yeah.
What already top five athlete in the NBA. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous what this guy can do. Crazy dunker. And but this is where I get into issues. He's supposed to be a point guard, okay?
Mhm.
He can't dribble the ball yet. He can't shoot the ball yet, and his passing's not what we thought it was. So bad, where like he was playing power forward center minutes at like 6'5". That's such a red flag to me. And I love the Rockets, and I'm against Amen Thompson for that reason.
Mhm.
And the Rockets need shooters, and they already have like they got Cam Whitmore's and all this. Like, I'm starting to struggle to see a future where Amen Thompson's gonna blend into this Rockets team, and that's what made me
Yeah.
give him a lower grade. Because like the skills are clearly there. It's just
Yeah.
if you're a point guard where they're gonna be because like they're looking for a point guard, like that's what they might draft, and like he's gonna find his way out of the rotation at this rate, and that's concerning to me, and that's why I gave him a lower grade than I think other people would have.
Yeah. Honestly, for me with a man, I never really saw him as a point guard. I know he was listed at point guard and all that, but I always saw him as a wing. I just feel like he's
Yeah,
more to be a wing than he is to be a point guard. You know what I'm saying?
no, and I
Because
agree.
because of the height, length, and jumping ability, I feel
Yeah.
like he's more of a wing to be honest.
Yeah, and if you can't dribble, like if they don't trust you to take the ball up the court and your passing's not there and your shooting's not there, how are you supposed to be a point guard?
Exactly. Those are literally essentials as a point guard.
Yeah, so I see him more as a wing, but it's just the Rockets have wings.
Yeah, they
It's like
do.
I struggled to see the fit for a man on this team, which hurts because I think he's a great player, but that's what affected my rating.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So that's why on the other Thompson because I gave him an A minus a star.
I gave him a B plus. I think he was obviously been better than his brother, so
Yeah.
I couldn't want to be and the other one to be the
Mm.
same. I think with a sore, his defensive really, really good. Like we saw
So good.
so good. I think the biggest thing for him and why I didn't give him an A is his offensive struggles really, really, really bother me.
Yeah.
Because I think he can develop into a good offensive player. Don't get me twisted. But I
Mm.
don't want it to become one of those Jared Vanderbilt kind of dudes where phenomenal defense, but you
Yeah.
damn can't have him on the court because of how bad he is on offense, you know?
That's real. That's a good point. That actually kind of makes me want to give him a B plus, and then I almost want. I think I'm gonna copy your grades.
Because it's like, okay, if you can lock up everybody, cool. But if I can't have you on the court, what can you bring to this team?
Mm.
Especially in a situation for the Pistons where spacing,
Yeah.
who's who can shoot,
No
right?
one.
So it's almost hard to play him on the court for the Pistons because it's like Cade is damn near gonna be your best shooter. Nah, man.
No.
So I couldn't give him an A just because of that. But I think he will be a good player. I'm hoping he does develop those offensive skills for sure. But I'm gonna roll with a B plus.
I like that. I like that. One of who I don't like,
Hmm.
Anthony Black. This was my first D of the day. Because here's
Yeah.
the thing. I know you can say he doesn't play, but the Magic's biggest need is a point guard that can pass the ball. And if they can't, if that's what your strength's supposed to be, and they still don't play you, you might suck.
Yeah. For me, I gave him a D as well because it's like I actually still think he will be a good player. I actually do like Anthony Black. I kind of have high hopes for him,
Mhm.
but you're perfectly. You hit that right on the head. Like their literally whole thing is we don't have a point guard, and you're looking at Anthony Black. It's like, nah, we can't play this guy.
Get
Like
Markel in the
why?
game.
Like what? Like what is he? Either because clearly they're seeing something that we don't. Um,
Exactly.
so at the end of the day, I can't give a guy in his with the numbers he had and like stuff like that. Because usually, all right, in a man's case, it's like, all right, they have a point guard, so it makes sense why they're not playing you to start.
Yeah.
But for Anthony Black, it's like, okay, why aren't they starting you?
Exactly.
You know? So D is probably the highest you could maybe say C because you really think he'll be that guy in the future, but I think the
But
highest
we,
you go is
yeah. But the thing, we try not to go off projections here. This was just off this season alone.
yeah.
Like I know I had a little bit for a men, but that was really the only time I brought in projections. Actually,
Mm,
one more time I bring in projections, but that's a little bit later.
okay.
But
Okay.
we'll get there soon. But first, we got to talk about Bilal Koulibaly. This is a straight B, I think.
B.
Yeah.
I went, yeah, I mean, I went C plus only because like he started off the season really good, like his efficiency was really good. Then
Uh-huh.
the end of the season, it was kind of like, ugh, you
Uh-huh.
know. And the thing with Bilal is, I think he'll be a solid player, but I don't really know how good this dude's gonna be. Like, I can't tell if he's gonna be I don't know, Patrick
Mm.
Williams or like OG. Like I think he could be an
Yeah.
OG kind of player where like he could play some good defense, long wing,
Hmm.
and space the floor. But I also don't know if he could reach those heights. I don't know. He's very young. I think he's one of the youngest players in the league, if not the
Yes, he
youngest.
is.
So a lot of room to grow. But C plus for me, because
Mm.
like to have his numbers drop like that is just like okay, you know.
Yeah.
And he's on Wizards too, which might not help his case to be honest.
Mm.
But
I don't think it does. That was what I was gonna say. Like, I think a little bit of Wizards tax, which kind of hurts your numbers because like you kind of have to be a solo creator in that team, and that will never be Bilal Koulibaly's game. He will never have to be, should not be the one creating his chances. So I try not to hold that one against him because like, hey, if you're still playing 27 minutes a game, you're getting like a solid 9 points, almost a whole block and steal. Like, there's so much potential here, and like I, for how crap Washington's been, he was their one kind of bright spot. And I think he's gonna be a solid three, not a 3 and D player, but a defensive guy that can also get you a bucket when it's needed. So I see some potential. I gave him a B.
Did you also consider where like the position they were drafted in at all or no?
No,
Okay, okay, cool. Just making sure.
got you. But up next, we're gonna go Jarris Walker, and this is my only other projection. I gave him a C.
Yeah, I gave him a C plus because like um while his production wasn't crazy, one his G League numbers were so
So,
insane. I can't
yeah.
just act like that didn't happen.
No, no, exactly.
Two, I really think he's gonna be a really good player. I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie, I think he's gonna be a good player.
I'm
I
just
think
worried
that
where I'm worried where his fit's gonna be in Indiana.
that's what I was gonna say. The thing that worries me is where is he gonna get his minutes at? Um, but I do think honestly he could become so good. He's undeniable, you
Mm.
know, and he could play the three. I don't see him where like he's just hammered to the four, you know. I think he could slide over to the three. I don't know how successful him at three could be, but it could definitely happen because he's has the capabilities of it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just high on Jarris Walker. I think he could be a really good player.
Yeah, I feel that same way as well. You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. It's just he's so athletic. He's a great scorer, and Indiana loves to score the ball, so that's like a perfect fit. It's just there's just so many big men there. It's really hard to figure it out. So that's why he had a lower rating. Some of
Mhm.
these guys didn't play, so they get bad grades. But like Jarris Walker is incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So this is my favorite rating of the day.
Yeah.
Taylor Hendricks, I gave no rating because I said earlier I do not watch Utah Jazz basketball. So I literally don't like. I'm not gonna lie here and like. So here's my rating. Here's why I think this. I have
Mhm.
no idea. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys.
I'll be completely transparent. I gave him a C because I didn't know what else to do. Like I said, I said, all
They're
right, you know
so
what?
irrelevant, man. They're so poverty in Utah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do a C because I don't know if he was terrible or if he was good. So I'm gonna just do a C flat line. But it
Uh-huh.
was probably better if I just did no ranking because I
Yeah,
literally could not tell you good or bad about this guy.
yeah.
Literally
Because
could not.
here's the thing. Like, at least with Keontae George, like I've heard some things on Twitter, so maybe I could have done something. I know
Yeah.
nothing about his game. I know nothing about Taylor Hendricks, so no rating.
No rating. I damn near forgot he was even a rookie this season. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie. I didn't hear a
Not real
thing.
talk. And we'll see a couple of those later in the lottery as well.
Yeah, I know there's one or two more,
Yeah.
but
But it's definitely not gonna be up next because we're gonna go to Case and Wallace. I gave him a B plus because he snatched Trey Man's chain.
that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This might be Thunder Tax. I gave him an A. Now, what?
That's Thunder tax. That's a little
I
too
know.
much. That's doing too
That's
much.
why. That's why. But here's the thing, bro. One, him coming in and snatching Trey Man's chain is cool. But I
Mm,
think the biggest thing for me to come in and not only do exactly what we drafted you for, but do more. Like we drafted him for his defense, and I didn't even know he could shoot like that.
yeah.
Coming in and shooting 40% from three, and he was efficient the whole season, while
Mm,
also being low key, like our third best defender.
yeah.
A team that ended up being a top five defense. Look, Trey Man's chain got snatched. Giddy, your chain ain't safe. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-mm.
Like, Queso also come in, and that's partially why I gave him A because I think he can project it to being like a starting level like a championship level starter, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of players can't say that, especially at the 10th pick too.
Mm.
But I'll call spade, a little bit of thunder tax, a little bit of thunder
Yeah,
tax.
because my only thing is like I don't know how you gave him and Brandon Miller the same rating after this season.
Wait, what did I give Brandon Miller?
You gave him an A.
Oh damn. You know what? I forgot I gave him an A. I'll lower it to a B plus. I'll be fair because that's low key crazy.
I respect that. But you were spot on with your reasoning. Like I don't disagree with what you said at all. It's just it was a little high for that reasoning.
Yeah. You know what? With that in mind,
Mm.
B plus.
Yeah,
B
because
plus.
a rookie guard, they're known for not being efficient at all. He's shooting 46% from the field and 41% from 3 point. That's incredible. The,
And play defense.
yeah, the Thunder. I don't know how they keep getting away with this.
I don't know either, man. I'm just happy.
But you want to know who's not getting away with a shit pick?
The
We're back on
Magic.
shitting on the Magic. The Magic had a disaster of a draft. This is my first F of the day.
Glad we agree.
Yeah. Jet Howard did nothing. He's never gonna do anything. He's gonna be a G leaguer for life.
I gave him F two. I damn near said no rating, but I'm like, nah. I
Mm,
saw this. He's an F.
yeah. Because
Like,
you wanna oh keep going, my fault.
how do you reach on two picks?
No, literally.
What the
Especially
heck?
when one of your biggest issues is you don't have a center that can rebound. And then the
And
pick after is Derek Lively.
who we'll get into that actually. I don't want to say anything,
Yeah.
but
No, let's get
yeah.
into it because why are we talking about Jet Howard? Who cares? No one's here for Jet Howard. They're here for Derek Lively. That's an A.
I almost gave him an A plus. I
Yeah.
was
If
really close to
I'm
giving him
saying
an A.
if he was starting still, he would be an A plus.
I was
But
really
low
close.
key, he got his chain snatched.
Low key, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, he's still an A. Still an A. He's incredible. Freak athletic, can rebound, can block shots, can get you a points when you need it. And no one had those expectations. Like I remember first day, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be the Victor Wembanyama show," and Derek
Yeah.
Lively goes, "Bet, let's go band for band."
Yeah, bro. I was like, I heard about him. Obviously, I knew Derek Lively. He was the number one ranked player coming out of high school. So I knew about Derek Lively, and I knew, when they drafted him, I knew what they were drafting him for. But I'm like, all right, it's 1B show, and I'm like, whoa, why is Derek Lively like low key doing his thing right now?
Yeah.
And he was just good all season. I know low key got his chain snatched, like low key,
Mm.
but at the end of the day, he showed a lot of promise as a rookie, and I think he'll overtake Daniel Gafford within the next 2 years. Honestly, like
Oh,
I think
definitely.
Daniel Gafford is the option right now, but I think moving forward, Derek Lively is
Mm.
their five. But yeah, Derek Lively, man, hell of a rookie, and
Mm.
rest in peace to his mom.
God, don't get me emotional on here now, bro.
My fault.
Yeah, no, super sad story, but dude, they're still living together. Like, oh my God,
It was so sad, bro.
that's
But
every man's biggest nightmare, bro. Like,
literally, bro.
so
But
moving
yeah,
on from that, let's talk about Dick.
let's talk about Dick.
I'm not gonna. I was struggling between two ratings. I was between
Yeah,
a B and a B minus. I'm settling with the B minus because like he was the first half of the season was just so bad, but the second half of the season like he increased his efficiency. Like he had a couple 20-point games. You can see why the Raptors drafted him. Just
yeah.
the first half was so bad that like I couldn't like I originally wanted to give him a B plus. I was like, no, Joey, we're shooting a little too high. But it's just the 3 point shot's finally starting to get there, and he's gonna be a pivotal part of this Raptors team for the future. So that's why I had to give him around that range.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave him a C.
You a hater.
I probably am a
You
hater, but
hate Dick.
here's the here's the thing behind it. I felt like, look, I can't give Scoot a D and give Grady Dick a B because
Uh,
Grady Dick had a like I said, terrible first half of the season. And yes, he turned it up more than Scoot did. I will admit that, right? But it's not to the
Mhm.
point that like his efficiency got better, but like he didn't turn up to the point where it's like Jalen Green had a baby type turnaround, you know? Like it was
Mhm.
just a solid turnaround. So I can't raise him a whole 2 letter grades over a Scoot, who kind of had the same situation, right? So I left with a C because I feel like his first half being terrible and the second half being good mellows out of average.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You convinced me. I'm moving that to a C plus.
mm,
Good work, Everton. We're not gonna debate that. I that was a great point. I didn't think about that.
yeah, because if it was strictly second half, it'd probably be closer. It would be a B for sure.
Yeah.
But if it was strictly first half, it might have been an F,
Oh,
right?
it would have been enough.
Right. So I feel like when you put those two together, because you can't just always look at one side, you have to look at the whole thing.
Mm.
I'm see just off of that.
Yeah, that was a little bit of recency bias on my end. Will not lie.
Respect, respect.
Then this one, I had a little bit of a hard time talking
Yeah,
about
me.
Jordan Hawkins
Me
because
too.
it's just like you see it when he's on the court. He's what the Pelicans need with a shooter. Just the
Yeah.
minutes don't always appear. So
No.
I went with a B.
We went with a B.
Yeah.
I went with a C. Again, it
Yeah.
might be hate low key, but the thing
Mm,
is, like you said, with the minutes, it's a little weird, but also his efficiency was a little bit shaky. Let's be honest, right?
a little bit.
He
I
shot
just
sub 30
Yeah, I
and
just
sub.
don't think his lows were as low as Scoot Henderson and Grady Dick. Like, I'm not saying he was consistent the whole season, but I
Yeah.
always feel like with this consistency a little bit more. So
And
that's
that's
why I let him be a little higher, B minus.
I think the other thing is, and maybe I should have said this earlier. I guess I do kind of factor expectations a little bit. And Jordan Hawkins was supposed to be the second best shooter in this draft, if not first. It was supposed to
Yeah.
be him. Supposed to be him and Grady Dick.
Uh-huh.
As the two best shooters in this draft. And for him to go out there and not be that efficient, granted, like I said, the minutes was a little bit weird for him. So I will cut him a little bit. That's why he didn't get like a D, you
Mm,
know. Um, so I just mellowed out as a C because I'm like, I do think he'll end up being the guy they drafted him to be. But right
mm.
now, take some time.
Yeah. These shooters need more time. I gotta have a little less expectations for shooters when they first come out of the draft.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure, dude. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Because it's college 3 versus NBA
Mm.
3.
Yeah, I'm gonna note that for the future. What I am gonna note is the last pick of the lottery is probably another F, no question.
Who is it?
Kobe, I keep messing up last name. It's Bufkin.
I think it's Kobe Buffkin. Did he play?
No, that's why it's just an F.
Okay.
You got
That's
like
how
10 minutes a game shooting 22% from three. Yeah, toast. We're not going to elaborate much on that no more.
I'll be honest. The only thing I really know about this dude is in 2K he has the like pigtails or whatever. That's
Yeah,
literally all I know about
that
this
that
dude.
is your legacy, Kobe.
That's your legacy, bud. I ain't gonna lie. That's all I know about this man.
And that is almost it for the 5 hour podcast. But as normal, we like to end with something fun. Everton, another game. Start bench cut.
Ooh, okay. I like those. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I got a little
Is it
creative with these
current or
today.
prime? Or like what's the parameters?
It changes. That's all I can say.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So we're gonna start off with a basic one.
Okay.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry.
Oh man. Well, look, I gotta stay consistent, and I've said this consistently the whole season that those two have passed Curry. So
Yeah.
I guess I have to cut Curry.
Mhm.
Um, bench SGA and start Luca.
Okay. I like that. I think I would stand on that as well.
So rolling with that one. I've been saying that the whole season, so why switch up now?
Mhm. Start bench cut. Jalen Suggs, Nas Reed, Alex Caruso.
Ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta cut Jalen Suggs. No hate to him, but
Whoa. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's crazy. Ironically, I'm benching Nas Reed, but
Uh,
there's a funny reason behind that. And
okay.
then I'm starting Alex Caruso.
Interesting. What's the thought process behind that?
Nas Reed won Sixth Man of the Year, so why not bench
Real. Nah,
him?
that's elite. That's elite thinking.
Right? And then I don't know. When it comes to Suggs, Caruso, I ain't gonna lie. Caruso just he's different, bro. I think Suggs could pass Caruso like
Mhm.
maybe the next season, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna still take Caruso right now.
Suggs just needs to commit to going bald like Caruso. He's like halfway there already.
Seeing his hair, my
Yeah.
goodness.
It's rough. but he's got that dog in him, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
he does, for sure.
All right, start bench cut: Darren Collison, Jameer Nelson, Sean Livingston.
Oh man. Yeah, they're all three different. Okay. Jameer Nelson was damn near an all-star when he was
Mhm,
playing. I think he even made an all-star team one time. Derek Carlson was a great three-point shooter and just a perennial backup. And Sean
mhm.
Livingston never missed a mid-range jumper. Ah, oh man. See, the thing is, I feel like there's not even like really a wrong answer here. I feel like it's all about just personal preference for me.
Mhm.
And I will say, personal preference, I'm cutting Jameer Nelson.
Okay.
He was a bucket though, but I'm
Yeah.
cutting Jameer Nelson. I am benching Sean Livingston
Mhm.
because off the bench, as long as I have this one dude who has a 99 mid-range jumper, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm starting Darren Carlson because look, side story, in 2K, every time I had Darren Carlson as my backup, he cooked. I'm not gonna lie. He came into the game, shot like this, whatever, and it went
Uh-huh.
in. He cooked for me every time in 2K, so I gotta pick Darren Carlson,
What
bro.
a legend.
Yeah,
All right.
legend, right?
So, you ready for a real tough one?
Okay, come on.
Equal, equal. Okay. Start bench cut: Luke Cornett, Santi Aldama, and Kenneth Lofton Jr.
Cut Santi Aldama.
What?
He's cool, but nah. Cut
Dude,
Santi.
that's a hot take.
I'm benching Luke Cornett.
Dude, Kenneth Lofton's barely in the league. This is crazy talk.
It is, but he's such a bucket when he plays, dude. He's such a bucket. Anytime he plays, he puts up numbers.
Yeah,
Starting the
but
game.
Luke Cornett, a pivotal piece on a championship contender. Quit playing. He blocked the solar eclipse.
Honestly, bro, I can't go wrong with any three, bro.
Mm. Yeah, I know they're all a high caliber basketball player. That's why I really thought I was gonna put a tough challenge to you.
I didn't even think too much about that one.
Mm.
Just move on.
So you ready for the toughest one of the day?
Okay, come on.
So I was real hungry when I made this. Okay,
Oh,
start
okay.
bench cut: Popeye's chicken, Cane's chicken, Chick-fil-A chicken.
Chicken, just the chicken?
Just the chicken. 'Cause
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's what that's what I think the issue with Cane's like. Cane's like they're like Michael Jordan, but like they needed a Scottie Pippen with that sauce,
Yeah.
you know.
So cutting canes, because if we're going strictly chicken, cutting canes.
Hmm.
Uh benching Chick-fil-A, starting Popeyes.
So what's the thought process behind that? Because like I know they're very high caliber players, but you know Chick-fil-A they can't ever show up on Sunday. So like were they really ever built for the moment? But like is Popeyes like that?
So look, cutting canes because let's call spade a spade. Canes without that sauce and that toast.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
they had great
I
role players. They're like the Jason Tatum. Mm. They needed Derek White to get involved. They needed a Drew Holiday. Like,
Damn.
mm,
Low key though. And then with
mm,
Chick-fil-A, I think their chicken quality is really good. But like you said, can only
mm,
have them
mm.
6 days a week. Can't have
Yeah.
them on Sunday.
And here's
And
another thing. We might be towards the end of the Chick-fil-A run because I heard there's like maybe a new chicken coming in. It's like we're kind
I,
of watching like a Vince Carter right now. Like they might be retiring
I got
soon.
one more in me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Uh-huh.
And then with Popeyes, bro, that crunch, you just can't beat it. You
You
can't beat
can't.
that Popeyes crunch, man. And
Breading's
then like
incredible.
it's incredible. They
Yeah.
have a bunch of different wing flavors, or are they
Mm,
wings?
yeah.
Yeah, they're wings, right? And then the chicken sandwich. Come on, bro.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
can't
because
go.
I really respect them because like a lot of this chicken game, like when they're getting their defensive schemes out, they like to focus on the interior, the meat part, but like defending the perimeter is important as well. So that's why you get that nice breading out there. So I
Yeah,
really think it's a great scheme that they're cooking at Popeyes because like the interior work's also incredible. Don't get me wrong, but the exterior is just the icing on the cake. So it's just a great scheme that they're running there at their Popeyes chicken.
I think another big thing for me and why I give Chick-fil-A and Popeyes edge over Canes. Canes, their head coach is Darvin Ham. They haven't really changed anything. So no
Yeah.
matter what, their hands are in their pockets and they're going to
Mm,
keep the same thing out there. Whereas Chick-fil-A, they're always putting out some new stuff, whatever. But Popeyes especially be putting
yeah.
out a bunch of stuff. Like
Mm,
Popeyes is constantly making adjustments.
yeah.
Where Canes is kind of like Doc Rivers or Darvin Ham, where it's just like,
Yeah.
it's working. Just keep
Yeah.
it.
And what really pisses me off with them not being able to make adjustments is like their their role players are doing like fantastic, but their star player is always way too greasy, and yet they're not making the adjustment to try and help the star out. Like they're too worried about its ego that they don't want to like address the problem. It's like they're like Billy Donovan. They're kind of bitch made about that stuff. So like I think it really says a lot about the organization that Canes is running, that it's really just driven by the team. They don't really play for the badge or the club. They just play for themselves.
Just play for themselves, bro. Man.
And that will be it for the 5 Out podcast. Don't let us get a food podcast coming in soon because we have some deep takes to go about that. Quit playing. But as always, I am Joey LeMaster. I am joined by Everton Levy. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Don't hate because we will make fun of you on the podcast when you are incorrect. I love you guys, and make sure you stay smooth. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out podcast. I am Joey the Master LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.